favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Hey, everybody. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Turns out February is American Heart Month, and Life Imaging FLA wants to remind you that early detection saves lives. Unfortunately, the very first symptom of heart disease is often sudden death. But the cool thing is, now you have the power to detect issues before symptoms. And Life Imaging FLA does that with their free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. This is a $699 value. The testimonials are bananas. Couples going in, the person that thinks they have problems have no problems. The person that does not think they have problems has problems. But the cool thing is, now you have the information, the power to go to your primary care doctor and build a long-term healthcare plan to make sure that you're around for years. Do that now. Do exactly what I did. Pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Make 2024 the year you finally start taking care of your long-term health with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This is a story about evil.
Tonight on the CW.
This story was so odd.
Crime Nation will take you behind the crime scenes of some of the nation's most shocking cases.
Not everything is as it appears.
With a new case every week.
Still no sign of Gabby Petito.
Deputies are searching for inmate Casey White and Vicky White.
This is the true crime series you've been waiting for.
Who did this?
Crime Nation. Series premiere tonight on the CW.
Tonight beginning at 8, only on CW 18.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Klass.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Monster Jam, massive stunts, all-out racing, crazy skills. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Don't get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there. Deb will do that in 3:20, woke news. 4 o'clock hour, it's What'd You Do That's New. We do that at 4 o'clock. We'll go over my suggestion, which is the history of Valentine's Day. We'll get to what Deb has for us. Also, in the 5 o'clock hour, we have It's Only Money with our buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Trivia, we have Monster Jam tickets and our very last pair of tickets for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We have Ross Thoughts and Last Call, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien, Ross Padgett.
I always appreciate a good Seinfeld reference.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can actually see us do the show. If you'd like to watch us do our thing, you can click right through to our YouTube channel while you're there. Give us a like and a subscribe. That would be great. How's it going today, guys?
Pretty good weather, sublime.
I mean, as good as it gets. Yeah. These are the days, the instant I get out of my truck in the parking lot, I'm like, this should be against the law in this state. I think every state has the time of the year that at least 1 week of that should be set aside for great weather.
So we're in the 70s right now, right?
No. The high today is 67.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, though. Let's see.
Oh, really? I thought the high today was 67 degrees.
That's what I saw as well. I saw 69.
Because when I woke up, it was 41.
67.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Jimmy.
41 degrees.
41 when I woke up. I was like, whoa!
Pretty chilly out there, but it's perfect right now.
67 as we speak.
I always like seeing my dogs just stare into the sun as their eyes kind of Xanax themselves to sleep. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like when a dog just dazes into the sun.
God. The dogs. My son's dog is a a terrier, a Staffordshire Terrier.
Okay.
Right. So he's got the spots and the old the old hour gang dog.
Oh yeah.
Petey. Kind of that kind of looking thing. But he's fat. Not too fat, but man, when that dog he sticks his head out, and the minute he feels it under 70 degrees, he zoomies, and we got a big old piece of property, so he zoomies until he kills himself almost. And the little one just watches him and calls him dumb.
Yep. Grabbed my dog, put her on my chest, laid down in a hammock. I had that moment for about 25 minutes. 10 out of 10. Two thumbs up.
You got a full 25 in.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Just 25.
Nice breeze.
Nice breeze.
Oh, my God. You could have passed out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know my dog did.
Have you ever fallen asleep in your hammock yet?
I have, yeah.
Oh, that is a good nap.
It's glorious.
It is.
My wife, I bought my wife a really nice one like Ross has a couple years back when we lived over here across the street. And, man, I would catch her out on that thing. The dog would be right under her. She'd have a little blanket, just passed out, done. It's like floating on a cloud.
It is. It's literally some of the best sleep you can have.
So good.
Especially on a day like today.
And my wife and I, mainly my wife, just my wife, she put a lot of work into the landscape. And to be honest with you, at first I thought, I don't think that juice is worth the squeeze. And now that plays a massive role.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my backyard isn't great, but it is so much better than what it once was.
Yeah, surrounded by that all those beautiful plants and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to make yourself a place like that on your property. I know that Jack's wife had a little area that she had kind of made special for herself, and she'd go out there and do meditation and stuff. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Like a fairy garden thing or something, wasn't it?
She did that, yeah. But she has a green thumb for about 3 days a year.
Yeah. Then it's a brown.
It's and then it's oh, let's forget about the backyard.
Yeah.
And so then it gets overgrown. I went chopping this past week.
Did you really?
Get rid of it. It's a weed.
She get mad?
No, she don't know.
Yeah,
she don't go back.
Right, exactly. Yeah. These are the 361 days she doesn't pay attention.
Yeah. Well, also it's she's doing something today, so I don't think she's listening. So it's safe to say, yeah. It's a mess back there.
Yeah.
Check your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have a Zen place in your house?
Damn it!
I do, both in my house and in my backyard, because that's where we have my favorite set of wind chimes.
Really?
Yeah, Corinthian bells. And my neighbor has a set as well. And
really?
So hanging out there with the plants and the birds and the flowers, and then the softly chiming of the wind chimes that's my zen.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. I can see that for sure. For me, it's like my studio chair, just sitting in that bay window, just kind of looking out into the nothing.
And the other one would be my studio chair working on my miniatures.
So you would like my zen place because it has the bamboo, it has the birds, it has the 747s. It's
got the birds and the air traffic.
Yeah. That's definitely part of it.
It's got the doo-doo ice that falls occasionally.
How do you guys sit when you relax? What's your most relaxing sit? I've had that thought. I'm a big. Is it
Lotus?
Do we still call it Indian?
Crisscross applesauce.
Don't say Indian. What are you doing?
Native American.
Ross, if you want to cancel him, email him directly.
Right.
Isn't that called Lotus?
Yeah.
Lotus sit?
Can't even sell butter with that anymore.
I sit Native American. Is that
that's
proper?
fine? That's fine.
Okay. I don't know the rules.
There's no rules.
Crisscross applesauce. Native American. Let me keep my job.
Unfortunately, you find out the rules these days on your way out the door.
Yeah.
That's when you found out you messed up.
That?
Right.
Actually, lotus position is when you do cross your legs, but then you lift your feet up onto the tops.
Oh my God.
That's not me.
That's
Who
lotus
can do
position.
that? No, there's no human that can do that, right?
Of course there is.
I can do that.
I don't know.
Deb can do that.
I used to be able to put them behind my head.
Now, listen, I get a lot of crap the way I sit.
That didn't stop the show.
No.
How is it going through the visualization?
Because most guys are taught as kids to do what? You cross your legs and you make that 4, right?
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you were to sit flat on the ground and stick one leg out and then cross the other leg and throw it across your knee, you make a 4.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I sit like a woman because I cross my legs lengthwise, knee over knee. I do not cross my legs and open. You son of a bitch. I hate Jack Bradshaw.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, I hate him. You know why?
I grabbed a pen.
Now. Yeah, you grabbed a pen so you can make a time so that you can pull I sit like a woman.
Yeah.
And I just gave it to him again,
Yeah, you
perfectly
did.
clean.
You know what I'm going to do?
I sit with my legs crossed like that. I don't cross my legs like a guy is supposed to cross their legs because I'm not really stretchy, and it winds up slinging my damn leg off my knee anyway.
I'm going to pull down that audio, and I'm going to post it onto the Jim Colbert Show Facebook page.
Yay!
For why? Why would you do that?
So everyone can have it.
Okay. Don't do this. My God.
Everyone should have the audio of you going, I sit like a woman.
No,
It shouldn't be just me.
But you know how girls are taught to sit with your legs crossed over and not with your legs, because the way that guys sit, their legs are like open.
Oh, that's the worst seating is
Yeah.
that wide open, it's disgusting.
I don't know. Again.
You
The
don't
man
like it?
spread.
The man spread.
It's uncomfortable. I don't get it.
I don't, well, I mean,
sit like
I
that
get it, but
I sit like that and I turn sideways. I sit fancy.
So I do the.
Thank you.
So you're specifically talking sitting like a woman quotes, right?
Okay, stop it.
Okay.
It's just how
I didn't say it. You said it.
I know, but stereotypically, I believe that's how girls are taught to sit from a young age.
Hold a dime between your knees.
That's right, to be courteous and not have their legs open.
So
dude.
I also do the leg over leg non-4. I'm anti-4.
Right.
And I think it makes me feel like Planter's Peanut.
Do you really? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Mr. Peanut whenever I sit like this because he was a gentleman. He was a classy guy. Monocle, top hat, cane.
I get ragged on for the way I sit as a guy.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much better than that man spread or whatever.
Your whole junk hanging out.
Guess who would not sit like that?
Yeah.
Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut would not sit like that.
Homeboy would have made it off the Titanic.
Jack, do you sit like that, or do you sit with your legs like a regular dude sit thing?
Regular dude.
I know that was a terrible explanation.
Yeah. No, I do sit.
Do you sit with your
lotus position when I meditate?
Oh, I see.
See, there's your first human that actually can take lotus position.
God, are you really that stretchy?
Time out. No. If you have to put the second foot up on your knee,
both feet come up.
Cannot do that.
Okay, yeah.
My body was not meant to do that.
I don't think, guys, I could sit and cross my legs and stay sat straight up. I think crossing my legs would tip me over.
Oh, we have a new objective
come
today.
on. I think we got to take video of this.
I think it would tip me over.
It's like cow tipping.
What makes you think that?
Whoa, hold on. What?
Is it because you're top heavy?
It's because I'm not very limber, boss. That's what I'm saying is like when I try to cross my legs like that, all that muscle that's in my body, all that man throws me over. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't, but I'll explain to you later.
All that, man. Okay, listen, you're the only guy who I know who doesn't work out but still skipped leg day.
That's a fair assessment. Can I tell you, I hate how accurate that is. I hate it. Is that fine?
Imagine if like bowling pins got set but upside down.
They're not supposed to be flat on that side. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031.
Oh, Jimmy, somebody just texted us to say that you sitting like a woman is their new ringtone.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do not put that up.
He says like a woman.
Jack can bring home the bacon.
Jack and I both finish The True Detective, the new series.
Country.
The fourth is the fourth installment of this series, starring Jodie Foster, and you know that girl, the woman who plays her
Navarro.
Yeah, Navarro.
Evangeline Navarro. Yeah,
I think that's her first or second acting job.
She was great.
Yeah. Amazing. I just saw an interview with them today because the show finished up Sunday night. We watched it from the very beginning. Also, we have I'm going to see Moulin Rouge tonight.
Wow,
which is kind of cool.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
And then Deb has the Lunar New Year, which is today, right?
Well, the Lunar New Year, it's a month-long celebration. The Lunar New Year celebration is going to be coming to Orlando this weekend, so I thought it would be fun to go over and see who our Chinese zodiac animals are.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
How big of a rat Ross is?
Ox. Big stinky old ox Jim is.
No, but it is funny. Anyway.
All right. You got some news for us?
Yeah, I do. We're going to start it off with a sad story. A Central Florida canine deputy has died after being shot during a Marion County shootout. Believe it or not, but Ron DeSantis tops a poll for Trump's VP pick, something I thought a lot of people was not going to happen.
Wow.
And then which city has the most expensive pizza in the U.S.? We'll let you think about that. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Deb's News right after this. Stay tuned.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Little slices of orange things, and I was like, ugh, and then I realized, what's all the good food? Camouflage.
It's like she tried to camouflage it, and like I wasn't going to find it.
Honey, there's nothing good in here. Why is my food wearing a ghillie suit?
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for heavy delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on I-4 westbound near World Drive. 2 right lanes are blocked. There's an accident on Orange Blossom Trail causing a bit of delays northbound near John Young Parkway. The shoulder is blocked on State Road 408 westbound at Goldenrod Road, and 2 right lanes are blocked on US 192 eastbound at Avalon Road. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they ever did. And more often than not, they're going to add this: should have done this sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. He had his surgery in his late 50s, said that when he experienced what happened for him, he should have done it 10 years earlier. If you have eye problems, what are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations, and it could not be easier to book your appointment. Do this. Text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, do not worry there either. They have 24-month interest-free financing available. Just do this again. It's text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
This is a story about evil.
Tonight on the CW.
This story was so odd.
Crime Nation will take you behind the crime scenes of some of the nation's most shocking cases.
Not everything is as it appears.
With a new case every week.
Still no sign of Gabby Petito.
Deputies are searching for inmate Casey White and Vicky White.
This is the true crime series you've been waiting for.
Who did this?
Crime Nation. Series premiere tonight on the CW.
Tonight beginning at 8, only on CW18.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Klass.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Nothing like turning on the radio and listening to Jim say, "I sit like a woman."
God. Oh, God. I said comfortably, and unfortunately, it's traditionally how women cross their legs.
Embrace your feminine side, Jim.
Listen, I have no problem with my feminine side. I want to be comfortable.
We're glad you found it.
Thank you. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every day. That was a talkback. You could leave one as well. Just get your iHeartRadio app. Once you get it, go to Real Radio. Use that microphone to send it on down the line, and we'll put you on the air, and you'll get to be famous. That's simple. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you very generously by that mortgage guy, Don. The search for 4 missing boaters sadly has been suspended. The Coast Guard announced last night it had stopped looking for the men who disappeared Saturday off Sarasota County. 3 men from Northport and 1 from Charlotte County left Venice Saturday morning to go fishing. Relatives contacted the Coast Guard when the men didn't return as expected Saturday night. The search covered 4,000 square miles and involved the Coast Guard, the FWC, the Sarasota, and Manatee County Sheriff's Office, as well as Venice Police. And the flip side of that is you just had 4 people that were rescued off of the Key West. And the Coast Guard says in that case, it was their emergency beacon that made the absolute difference in being able to find their exact location.
Really?
Because in this case, they searched over 4,000 square miles of water. And
have you ever seen video from the chopper as it searches for something like that?
I don't know how they can ever spot it.
I remember when if you remember a few years back, a kid went out of Port Canaveral on like a little John boat,
right?
Him and his buddy, and they were showing some of the chopper footage as they searched. It's inconceivable that you could find anything. And there's also video of them finding one.
Right.
And they fly right over it. And then they come back and they say, oh, by the way, we just flew over this. Did you miss it? You're like, man, how did they even see it? And this wasn't that small of a boat either. And they still missed it. It's really tough.
And that's why it made me think when I read that story about the emergency beacon, I'm like, I've got to ask Jimmy if Code Black has an emergency beacon on his boat.
Dude, he's got all the emergency stuff because he almost lost his ass once.
Okay, good.
So he came back with a puckered bottom and decided to outfit his boat with everything possible.
Perfect.
Yeah, the guy who tracks the jets for Elon, he knows where Code Black is right now.
Okay. All right. Sadly, a Marion County Sheriff's Office K-9 deputy has died after being shot by a suspect. He died this morning. Deputies said his injuries were just simply too severe to overcome. Sheriff Billy Wood shared an update yesterday on K-9 Leo. He was shot by a suspect Saturday in Silver Springs before deputies shot and killed the 44-year-old suspect. Leo was rushed to the University of Florida's veterinary hospital, and according to officials, Ocala and Gainesville police officers, as well as Florida Highway Patrol troopers, blocked traffic so that he could get to the veterinary hospital faster. Wow. And not only that, but the story I read on Fox 35 mentioned a law that was passed last year that unfortunately and yet fortunately they used in this case where an injured law enforcement canine can be transported in an ambulance.
Oh, wow, really?
And they were able to do that in this particular case.
That's wild that that just happened?
The law was passed last year, and
wow.
they'd be the first department that I've read of that have actually put that law into use.
Wow.
This month, marked Leo's third year with the sheriff's office. Woods writes on Facebook that he's asking for prayers for Leo's handler. All right, SpaceX had its 11th scheduled launch from Florida's East Coast this year. Some people were texting us at 77031 going, did a rocket go up? Yeah, it did. The company is conducting a mission for Indonesia's leading satellite service provider from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. So a Falcon 9 rocket is sending a Telkomsat telecommunications satellite into low Earth orbit. Forecasters, of course, they said, don't even worry about it. Weather was nearly perfect.
You'll fly it up there on a kite.
Exactly. The 2-hour launch window opened at 3:11, which is why when that text came in at 3:15, you had just seen it go up. Mm-hmm. All right. If you want to vote in next month's presidential primary, and don't forget, Florida is a closed primary state.
It is?
So I know, very much a boo. There isn't going to be a Democratic primary, but there is going to be a Republican primary, and today is the last day to register or change your party affiliation. Florida, like I said, has closed primaries, so President Biden is the only candidate on the Democratic side. So again, that's why there's no Democratic primary. You can visit registertovoteflorida.gov for more information. So again, that's registertovoteflorida.gov. Florida's primary is set for March 19th, but the mandatory early voting period starts March 9th.
Yep.
All right. A number of Republicans still want to see Ron DeSantis in Washington, D.C.
Really?
IssuesInsights.com yesterday released a poll of who GOP voters want Donald Trump to choose as his running mate. Governor DeSantis led with 16% support. Vivek Ramaswamy came in second at 14%. Florida Congressman Byron Donalds got 1%. However, 20% said, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I guess Tim Scott is being pushed a lot for that. He's having to dodge questions regarding his vice presidency and his candidacy going that way.
Yeah, ironically, it's Tim Scott doing the pushing.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, no. I saw a couple of people, like during interviews, they kind of hit him with a question, and he's kind of he's being a little elusive.
Yeah, and he likes pretending that, no.
That's not why I'm here. Nothing to see here, folks.
Just want to point out, I called, I think 2 months ago, Ramaswamy for VP.
Yeah.
I still stand on that hill. I think that's going to happen.
Not a terrible guess, but I think it's going to be a female. I think it's going to be Kristi Noem. That's who, if I had to put my money on any one person, it's Kristi Noem or Elise Stefanik. That's what I guess.
We'll let you know, right?
Yep.
All right. A bill that would make it illegal to continuously drive in the left lane is nearing final approval in the Florida legislature.
Finally.
The House passed the measure last week, and it's up for a final vote in the state Senate this week. The legislation would ban drivers from cruising in the left lane on highways with 2 or more lanes with a 65 mile per hour or higher speed limit. Violators would face a fine of about $160.
Damn.
Have you guys noticed a lot less people driving in the left lane since news of this?
No, I have not.
I have, because I'm usually a left-hand lane driver, and I find myself alone a lot.
Ross, I mean, you're now a left lane. You're a left lane guy now.
Yeah, he's a speed demon.
You're super happy about this, right? But I mean, we don't want those,
when he became one.
We don't want those left lane chumps in our way. We got things to do, dude.
She just said the news, and I still didn't understand it. I'm like, what does this mean? I don't know. I just like going fast. And I keep missing exits.
Yeah, very good.
To be honest
proud
with
of
you,
you.
I have missed a lot of exits chilling in that left lane. I can't get over.
Yeah, man.
I'm scared there.
You don't even want to get over.
No, I just want to keep going.
Just take me where you're going.
The Florida Senate is expected to take up the social media ban for kids tomorrow. The measure would prohibit anyone under the age of 16 from creating an account and require platforms to delete existing profiles run by minors. Now, it was revamped by lawmakers last week to specify which platforms are being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Governor Ron DeSantis has not publicly supported this legislation. He's actually come out a little bit against it, saying he's a little worried about the legal ramifications. And he's also saying it's, quote, to be determined, end quote, whether he will sign it if it passes the state legislature. The current session is set to wrap up early next month.
It's good to see him worried about legal ramifications of legislation being passed. God almighty, finally.
All right.
I mean,
going to DeLand anytime soon? Leave your smokes and your vape at home.
Really? Really?
You can't stop me.
It is now.
Really? I just bought a carton of Cools, too.
It is now illegal to smoke and vape in city-owned parks throughout DeLand.
Is it really?
Yes, city commissioners unanimously voted to enact the ban yesterday.
Wow.
The regulation does not affect people using unfiltered cigars or visitors at Pioneer Park downtown, which I don't understand because this ban was enacted because parents were complaining that people were smoking or vaping around their children at city-owned parks.
Okay.
So I get you get rid of the cigarettes because that does have some smoke. The vape doesn't smell like anything. But go ahead and have that big old stinky cigar out there in front of your 3-year-old on the merry-go-round.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well,
how many cigar businesses are there in the land?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously not that many, huh?
Or no, maybe there's a strong enough presence where they're like,
I
make
see
sure
what you're
you
saying. Yeah.
carve this out for us.
And I think part of the reason is because they are biodegradable.
Yeah,
cigarettes are not.
I understood.
Everything in a cigar breaks down outside of the ring of paper.
And look, I'm not trying to be an ass here, but don't most people, even if you don't smoke cigars, kind of enjoy the smell of cigars burning? Do you?
Oh, no.
You don't?
That is a hot take.
Really? I got to tell you, I know many people when I would smoke cigars in areas where, like at a bar outdoors or whatever, people will be like, yeah, I don't smoke those things, but I love the way that smells.
There are some.
Like their grandfathers smoked them or something like
Right.
that, or a pipe or whatever. So they love that unique smell other than cigarettes.
Well, officials in DeLand say the goal of the new ordinance is to prevent young people from smoking cigarettes or vaping, but those cigars are awesome.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Well, I mean, it's just like, it is like apple, and an orange to me. When a cigarette and a vape versus a cigar, like, who is smoking cigars on a playground? Like, it's such
parks,
a very small percentage of anyone's reality.
Yeah, let's move on.
The city is planning to eventually enforce penalties for people who violate the order.
I was trying to make the joke that I smoke cigars at parks while kids play. I'm sorry you didn't get it. My apologies. I should have led you a little bit more rope.
Well, that's not all. The DeLand City Council also voted yesterday to ban camping on public property. The latest city, this is in dealing with the homelessness issue. Council members also voted to make it illegal for people to lie down on public sidewalks, alleyways, and benches. And it's also illegal to store personal belongings on public property. All right, a ban on new bars in downtown Orlando could be in place a few more months. The city council voted yesterday to extend the ban 6 more months into September. The ban was first enacted last March after some shootings in the area. So yesterday's vote was the first reading. A second vote is set for next month. And, like Mayor Buddy Dyer said, having bars downtown isn't the problem. We need to diversify the retail space down there. We need more restaurants. We need more shops. We don't want it to just be bar, 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 bar.
Restaurants, maybe shops. I don't think anybody's going to go downtown to shop. Those days are dead. I mean, you're going to go to Waterford. There's no parking downtown. Who wants to pay $10 so they can go shop?
Right.
Nobody's going to do that. Orlando isn't set up to expect people to go downtown Orlando and shop and walk around like it's the 50s. That ain't going to happen. Nobody's buying furs or getting custom fit shoes anymore. It doesn't work like that.
But we do have a fur store downtown Orlando that's been around since the 50s.
And that was kind of the joke I was telling. I mean, it's been there for a while, but I mean, not many people back in the day, you'd go downtown to shop. That's where all the shops were, but it isn't like that anymore. I mean, almost all towns are like that now.
Oh, yeah.
Very little. I mean, I would think major metropolitan areas like New York, in San Antonio, and Denver, you can go downtown and they're shopping just like, normal shopping, but not here.
I was going to say, though, where I live, I was able to do all of my Christmas shopping in the little shops in downtown Mount Dora.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't have to go to one mall.
Right.
Thank goodness. All right. Orange County leaders are considering a plan designed to help residents pay off their debt. Commissioners are expected to look over a plan during today's meeting that would use federal pandemic funding to clear nearly $9 million in medical dues. The county has less than 2 years to spend $23 million from the American Rescue Plan, and this is just one of their ways that they've come up with of spending that federal money and helping folks, wipe away what for a lot of families will absolutely bankrupt them.
Yeah, medical debt's the number one cause of bankruptcy right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, try
it's
going
been
to
that
the
way for a while.
Yeah. All right, Florida tour. What were you going to say, Ross?
Just that's not great to hear.
Which part?
Well, the fact that medical debt's the number one producer of bankruptcies in America.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think about it every time you go to the doctor and you get a test and then you get that bill and you're like, you pay what? You want me to what?
Right, yeah. My daughter just had to get a couple root canals.
Oh.
And the reality of that is ironically hitting her in the face.
Florida tourism was down slightly last year.
Really?
That's not something we've been hearing for a while. But yeah, new numbers from Visit Florida show the Sunshine State welcomed how many visitors in 2023?
I think isn't the normal, Jack, around 50 million or something like that come into the state a year or something, or 30 or 40 million?
That is right on the money.
Yeah. I'll go 51 million.
51 million. Okay. Who wants to go next? Ross?
30 mil.
30 million.
Shoot the gap?
That's a good gap.
Oh, she didn't offer.
Is it a good gap?
I mean,
no. See, Deb is totally sending me a different vibe. 52 million.
135 million
I
visitors.
nailed it. Way off.
In 2023.
Way off.
That's down from the more than 137 million the previous year.
Okay.
But it is a 3% increase from 2019.
Okay.
The state saw an 18% increase in overseas visitors, and Canadian visitors jumped by more than 45%.
You think is that the maximum impact of the anti-Disney contention from MAGA Republicans? Do you think that's what that is? Is there a possibility that them boycotting Disney like they did for the last, because 2019 makes that very interesting, because that entire scope of Disney and that whole thing, that anti-Disney thing from the far right has been in place since the 2020, right?
No, really, that came about with the parental rights and education law when the former Bob Chapek had come out and said something against it. And then that was when the Reedy Creek district was being threatened. So that was more of a 2021.
Didn't that? Yeah, because all that happened within a couple of years of each other, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how much of an impact that is, or what that reflects. Because really, there'd be no reason for it to be down, really, other than cost.
I don't know. But the agency notes a record 46 million visitors flew into Florida last year. All right, Inter Miami's home, Drive Pink Stadium, is now Chase Stadium. The multi-year naming rights deal between the club and J.P. Morgan Chase was announced today. Signage is already changed at the 21,500-seat Fort Lauderdale venue, right, Ross?
Yeah.
Damn Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
AutoNation held the stadium naming rights since April 2021. And, of course, just going through that ourselves with the Kia Center getting a new name. From the old Amway Center. All right, Mother Nature is responsible for leaving at least one race fan absolutely devastated. We had talked about this yesterday with the rain delays over the weekend, but that's what a man from Connecticut said yesterday as he was getting ready to fly back home. He had tickets for Sunday's race that was postponed by rain, but like so many others, he couldn't stick around to watch the race yesterday. Other fans at Daytona Beach International Airport were in the same boat. A man from Cleveland tells West 2 News it does suck to leave the track early, but he's glad he was at least able to see the first few laps yesterday before heading to the airport. And the wait was well worth it for William Byron. He won yesterday's Daytona 500 after the race was postponed. It was the 26-year-old's first Daytona 500 win, something we all know is extra special for race fans.
Absolutely.
But his second at Daytona International Speedway, he won the Coke Zero Sugar 400 back in 2020. This was Byron's 11th win overall.
I'll be damned.
He said after the race, he remembers sitting in the grandstands as a kid with his dad. Byron also told Fox Sports, "This is so freaking cool."
Never heard of the guy. I read that this morning. I've never heard of him at all. I know Chevy, I think, finished first and second, and it was Chevy and Toyota, I believe, were the only people who had cars in the race until 9th and 10th place were both Fords.
Tell us what you said when you were watching the race.
Oh, man, I was just watching the clips of it, and I slip into that damn voice every time. I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, get him, boys.
Oh, I thought it was going to be your Darrell Walter.
No, I didn't. I can't. I think he's sick, isn't he?
I don't know.
I can't mess with him if he's sick.
I'll look it up.
I gotta be respectful.
Look at you. All right. Finally, if you love pizza.
And I do.
All right. Where do you think the most expensive pizza in the United States can be found?
Domino's, Fern Park.
No. That's funny. I gotta say, it's got to be Hawaii, right? It's got to be Hawaii.
Ooh.
Is that your guess?
I mean, even though your response obviously lets me know I'm wrong, Deborah.
Yeah.
I'll go California.
What city, though?
Oh, live, Ross.
Well, you didn't ask me what city.
Did I?
Well, you didn't pick the right state. I'll go San Francisco.
All right.
God, that would be the weirdest.
I just have a hunch Sacramento.
New York City.
Really?
That's not California, Dad.
That's so stereotypical.
What a swerve.
What a curve.
How much? Is this
Curve and a swerve.
like one of those gold leaf things or whatever?
Well, this is according to the real estate website Clever. The average price of a pie in the city that never sleeps is $28.60.
That's not terrible.
Who do you think came in second? You're going to be shocked at who came in third.
I would say Jersey then.
You think second is
Chicago.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough. It's deep.
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago is second.
Yeah, because they're big old fat pizzas and it costs more to make them.
Oh, $27.68. I love a good Chicago pie. And the Detroit pies,
they're very good.
They are very good.
Yep.
Yeah, they're square, right? Detroit square?
They're square, and then what is it? The cheese goes all the way?
No,
the
that's
sauce.
Chicago. Chicago is the
that's the deep dish.
Yeah. The sauce is on top and the cheese is underneath, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
With the Detroit pie.
Oh, God, those things are so good.
Ridiculous.
Look at Chad.
I'll still eat it, though.
This is how you get
You
them
have to
angry.
eat them like a calzone, though, because you can't really pick that damn thing up.
Okay, who do you think, out of all the cities in the country, came in at number 3?
Orlando, Florida.
You got it, Jimmy.
Wow.
$25.35. We came in as the third most expensive pizza city.
That doesn't hit me as being all that expensive. I mean, you think about it. You feed a family of 4 with a pizza for $25. That's one of the best deals out there.
When I
think
used to
about
make
that.
pizza, it was we were charging $5.20.
Are you
for a
serious?
pizza. Yeah.
God.
That was 40 years ago, Jim.
And what's interesting,
That was in the era of taffy.
yeah, and it's just like what'd you do that's new? They mentioned a number in there of how much people spend, and I was like, oh yeah, how old is this? Because we just talked about these numbers for Valentine's Day, and this is double that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, there you go. Now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Ep 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Here's your midday weather update on Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner. And the warm sunshine and deep blue skies doing a number on those earlier cold temperatures. In fact, it is downright delightful outside, arguably a hair cool, our typical high 76. But we're going to top out today about 68 degrees. Hey, no complaints after a rainy and cold weekend. Tonight, under clear skies, we cool down into the 40s, but for tomorrow, warming up yet again into the middle and upper 60s. A late week warm-up leads to some showers on Friday afternoon. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. That's right. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and much more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment and one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for that spring tune-up. It's Tools Ace, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeart Media or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country with without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Game-bred bare-knuckle MMA fans, the time is now! March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast.
And Dos Santos is the victor. Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Can you imagine buying a TV or a car, using it for a year or two, and then taking it back to trade it in for a new model, and the retailer gives you a full refund plus an extra 10% toward the new one? Yeah, never happened, right? But it does happen at International Diamond Center with our 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. It works like this. When you buy any diamond at IDC and keep it for at least a year, we'll give you back 110% of your original purchase when you decide to upgrade to a larger stone. For example, you buy a diamond today for $5,000. When it's time to upgrade, IDC will give you $5,500 toward the new diamond. That's guaranteed 10% appreciation when you trade up. Think about it. IDC will give you more than you paid us for the first diamond. This is for any engagement ring center stone, as well as all diamond solitaire pendants and all diamond stud earrings. You get 10% more value when you trade up. Just another example of how we stand behind everything we sell. International Diamond Center. Get locations, directions, and store hours at shopidc.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
This is a story about evil.
Tonight on the CW.
This story was so odd.
Crime Nation will take you behind the crime scenes of some of the nation's most shocking cases.
Not everything is as it appears.
With a new case every week.
Still no sign of Gabby Petito.
Deputies are searching for inmate Casey White and Vicky White.
This is the true crime series you've been waiting for.
Who did this?
Crime Nation. Series premiere tonight on the CW.
Tonight beginning at 8, only on CW18.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Class.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
I don't know what they're talking about with this pizza pricing. Average price of a pie here in Palm Beach County, I'm one of your Palm Beach County listeners, it's between $25 and $30.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's the same price. I don't know any unless you want to get a pizza piece of crap.
This guy's mad. I like it. I didn't think it was that bad either. It was like $27 for a pie?
No,
Again.
that is a lot for what are we talking here? Are there toppings? Is that a plain cheese pie?
It's got to be a cheese pizza.
Everything has to be based on the foundational
preacher
plain cheese pizza.
You're 100% right, but even if you add pepperoni, most additions are only like $2.25 a spot. So even then, it would still be under $30. And again, you're feeding your family for under $30.
You know, and I came from this from both sides because I used to make pizzas, and we used to do this. And when I order it, it's the same. If you get half pepperoni, it shouldn't be the same amount as full pepperoni. Now, we used to always say we put the same amount on, regardless whether it's half or the whole.
Right.
That's a load of crap. Okay, you were not
supposed to weigh it out, right?
Yeah, it should be half because I wouldn't. I'd do more toppings that way, but I'm too cheap.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. What'd you do that's new at the top of the hour? We'll find out what Deb has for us after going over my choice of the history of Valentine's Day. A couple of surprises in there for me that I did not know about.
Including the fact that it wasn't 35 minutes long.
Yeah.
Nothing like watching something and wanting to share it with the group.
Yeah. Well, I did see it. I have to choose the wrong video to send you is what I stupid did.
And that's only happened about half a dozen times in the history of this bit.
And to make it worse, only happens to you.
Yeah. Because I'm dumb.
But I have posted a link. If you go to jimcolbertlive.com, if you wanted to watch it, I posted the video itself up there as well since it's so short.
Yeah, it's very short. All right. So, interestingly, there is a very special flight coming up. It goes from Austin, Texas to Detroit, right? And there's going to be 5 opportunities to take this very special flight courtesy of Delta. What do you think makes it so special?
It's purple, and it's to commemorate Soul Plane's 20th anniversary.
It's 5 flights to Detroit. 5 different flights from Texas to Detroit.
Monday, April 8th, Delta is making sure that you can do this by letting you fly from Austin, Texas to Detroit, from Los Angeles to Detroit, or Salt Lake City to Detroit. All of those will offer a very special experience.
So in Detroit is an Eminem concert?
No. Well, actually,
There's something has to be happening in Detroit.
No. It's one to Detroit. One of the trips is L.A. to Dallas. The other trip is L.A. to San Antonio. Salt Lake City to San Antonio. Salt Lake to Austin. So they're all in the same area. The key is where that's happening. Detroit was just the first flight going from Austin to Detroit. But those 5 flights are going to offer something very special. Once in a lifetime experience, guys.
You get to fly the plane.
No, that's a great guess, though. This is right up your alley, Deborah.
Oh, you're the only one on the plane.
No. That's another really good guess.
You can bring your animals with you.
No, that's another good guess.
Oh, man.
Can I tell you, these are a little bit better than the actual thing. Ross, want to take a shot?
Deb's disappointed like she was thinking about making one of these trips.
You get to recline.
No, here's the deal. You're gonna get to see the solar eclipse while in the air.
Cool.
That's right. The 2024 solar eclipse will cross the United States on Monday, April 8th, and Delta is making sure that you can see it. So if you want to book one of these flights, they're offering special flights from Austin to Detroit to see the eclipse in its totality. According to a press release, Flight 1218 will depart from Austin and land in Detroit at 3:20. You'll be able to see it. Other flights that will give you a partial or at least an experience of a total eclipse while in the air are the ones I just mentioned.
Wow.
So 6 flights total.
Doesn't matter what side of the plane you sit on or if you have a window seat.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, that plane's going to tip as everyone runs to that one side.
That is a very good question. I do not know how they're going to handle that. But, I mean, there's really no other way to do it. I mean, you can't go up. We're going to turn this around a little bit. We're going to fly backwards so you can see it real quick.
To odd, even numbers.
Yeah.
Look to the left.
Right.
If you are an odd number, sorry.
Well, you're right. I was going to say it wouldn't matter, though. I was going to say maybe that's why they booked those specific flights, but it's going to be on one side or the other. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to avoid that. Yeah, it says you have to visit the Delta Airlines website. It says, according to NASA, most parts of Michigan will experience the total solar eclipse as it crosses 13 states. Residents in southeast Michigan can view its totality right before 3:15 p.m., which is exactly when that flight lands or is in that area there from Austin. And so that's why those other areas are so important, because those are the areas it's traveling to where you'll get the most or the best experience. I think that's kind of cool. I'd love to.
Very cool.
I mean, do the eclipse things bother? I mean, do you guys freak out about that? Like we just had a rocket go up while we're sitting there doing the show and nobody even looked. I mean, does the Eclipse does that stuff interest you at all?
We now have hundreds of rocket launches a year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The next total eclipse.
Okay, maybe not hundreds.
They're planning on 100 this year, though.
Oh, really? Is in 2044. So you're going to have to wait quite a few years to be able to experience another one of these total solar eclipses.
You look at it, but it's kind of like, all right. I mean, back in the day, maybe, but now that you get everything that you ever wanted in your phone at all times, it's kind of like, whatever.
You're saying that watching an eclipse on a 3.5-inch screen is the same as looking at it like...
I think most people watching the eclipse are trying to record it on their 3.5-inch screen.
How about this? I just watched a total solar eclipse from 2015 from a plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty
I got to
cool?
tell you. It's badass.
Is it really? Yeah,
It's very, very cool.
It says this eclipse is going to last more than twice as long as the one that occurred in 2017. That's odd. You said that's 2015?
This one was from 2015.
There you
go.
And the path is going to be nearly twice as wide. So I guess a bigger, better eclipse for everybody. And, of course, if you're on that flight, you'll get to experience it close up like Ross just saw online.
Yeah, that is outstanding footage.
And you have to have those special glasses. Remember when we had somebody drop off those special glasses? Like they look like
Solar Source did that for us.
Yeah, that was very cool of them.
Yeah.
I think I still have mine actually.
That is pretty cool. See, now Ross makes me want to take that silly flight.
Yeah.
Hope I'm on the right side of the plane.
All right, 407. Could you imagine booking it as a special flight in your far right window?
It's like the Kong ride.
Right. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. We'll come back. What'd you do that's new on the other side? We'll do that right after this.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic remains heavy on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound on the interstate. As you travel by the major attractions exits and through downtown, there's a crash blocking the westbound right lane on I-4 at World Drive. A serious accident has closed all southbound lanes on Florida's Turnpike between Kissimmee Park Road and the Three Lakes Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in an accident and would like to know the value of your case, go to forthepeople.com to see cases just like yours. You see, all lawyers are not the same. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming with live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges, or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
I apologize for the background noise. I'm doing 90 on the turnpike. Just curious, if Jimmy sits like a woman, does that mean he also sits down to pee?
Old Shania Colbert. Man, I sit like a woman.
Oh, my God. This son of a bitches. These sons of bitches. How dare each one of you.
Calling it like they see it, Jimmy.
You got a sore knee. It's a war injury. You got to stop.
Didn't you do that like walking into a door frame?
No, Jack, I did not. Like a man. I was throwing a football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, 407
Over those mountains?
916-1041. I can do it, I'll tell you. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yep.
And Ross as well.
It's true.
All right, let's do What'd You Do That's New.
What'd you do that's new? What'd you do that's new?
Hey.
If we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. Every Tuesday at 4, we do this. It's called What'd You Do That's New. A member of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We will watch it. We will come back and review it on that following Tuesday and then find out what the next member has to offer. This is my choice today, the history of Valentine's Day. We'll find out what Deb has to offer in just a few seconds. If you go to JimColbertLive.com, you can actually click on the What'd You Do That's New Master List tab right there. It's very easy to find. And check out the history of the entire segment going back to the very first year of the show. So there's tons and tons of cool stuff. First things first, last week was Valentine's Day. That's why I chose this. What did you guys think? It was very simple, very easy. There was another video that was about 31 minutes. It was more in depth. And that was the one that I really kind of wanted, but this one actually worked out fine. It's kind of the same story.
I guess we can consider ourselves grateful.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
was
it's
lovely.
so stupid. But either way, I mean, I the funny thing is I did not know like two parts of Valentine's Day.
Right.
I didn't know they would do the animal slaughter.
Lupercalia, I believe. The Roman,
Right. Before it turned into the passing of the note thing, it was considerably more aggressive. You know, they would slaughter an animal, then they would cut strips of that bloody skin or hide from the animal and chase women around and whip them with it.
Yeah, I know.
Bring it back.
I thought that would be something Bradshaw would like. It was to bestow fertility, or at least that was their excuse.
Right, that was the idea. Is it's supposed to be a fertility kind of ceremony of some sort.
Us humans, what a funky bunch.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding.
And then it even kind of got weirder because there were a number of like Saint Valentine, or a number of like people who represented this, right? The Saint Valentine's thing, right?
Right.
And then that one gets in trouble with.
Well, he was the one that we were. I'm sure. There you go.
Come on.
Jack.
Ow.
Well, I know, like in Catholic school and such, that Valentine, the saint, the one who was killed,
right,
after being caught marrying couples in secret,
after being told not to,
right, exactly. That was because again, Roman, commanders finding that their men were homesick and their head wasn't in the game for battles, so he banned all love, all marriages. Get your head in the game.
We need war. We need to kill people.
So we don't need you thinking about the light and fluffy.
That's
so
right.
Banned all marriages, and then Saint Valentine continued to marry couples in secret until he was caught and then subsequently murdered.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how he was crucified. I have a feeling. I
think they said they chopped his head off.
Okay.
Did they really?
Every subsequent crucifixion after Jesus was like they tried to up the cruelty factor.
Really, I didn't remember them cutting his head off. I just remember he was killed.
You suggested this.
I know, but I don't remember them saying they beheaded him. Did they say that in the video?
No, it's only 3 minutes and 7.
Yeah, I don't remember them saying they beheaded him. And the other thing,
we can play it for this whole segment.
The passing
and still have time.
The passing of the letter was the passing of the Valentines came from
him as
he was incarcerated, passing letters to he'd fallen in love with the guy who ran the prison's daughter.
Yep, and the night before he was to be executed, he passed her a note saying, "From your Valentine."
From your Valentine.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not sure how that played out. The priest falls in love with somebody right before he dies.
Hey, listen, buddy.
He's like, man, I gave all this up.
I'm just happy it's a girl.
Yeah, right. I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting. Actually, I had no idea of half of the lore of Saint. It was Saint Valentine. I had no idea. I knew he was killed, but I couldn't remember how or why, or I didn't know he was marrying people behind the scenes.
This brought me back to Misty Pine Circle, which is one of the earliest places that I remember living, because what you suggested for us to watch is like a 3.5 minute clip of middle of the day History Channel.
Yeah.
From mid to late 90s.
Yeah, it's exactly. Here's the thing: it was Valentine's Day, and I just wanted something that would quickly explain it.
And there was definitely one moment that jumped out to me. They are talking about the brutality of, the origin story of Valentine's Day, and it gets to this weird part where all of a sudden they just start playing the deepest trance techno as they go on.
They kind of did.
Listen to check this out.
Began with an animal sacrifice. Then the ritualistic slapping of young women with strips of the animal's skin and blood to bestow fertility for the coming year.
What are we doing?
That's wild. I didn't notice that when you played it. I was like, oh my God.
It's completely not necessary to bring in the house music when we're talking about
Right.
It's just random, and I thought it was worth pointing out.
Right.
And it just made me go like, man, History Channel back in the day. Ooh.
It's a highlight to love, some German techno.
But it was 3.5 minutes. I thought it was cool finding out that the guy signed all of his letters My Valentine, and that was kind of, the big
And
the reason why we call Valentine's Day Valentine's Day.
And there were more than one St. Valentine, right? There were multiple St. Valentines.
Well, it was attributed to several, but the most famous one was the priest that was executed for. And Jack, you were right; he was beheaded in 270 AD 270.
Damn.
See, I can pay attention for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the beheading part.
My wife says I can't.
Probably don't.
All right. You didn't remember either, though, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
I didn't hear him say that.
There was another saint that was crucified like in an X, and that's part of the reason why you have like hot cross buns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Saint Elon? No.
That song rips.
Yeah. No.
I had a good Valentine's Day, though. And I'll be honest with you, I know we talked about this briefly, but going to a florist on Valentine's Day, if you don't feel something looking at all the dudes just trying.
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
agree with
such a
that.
good feeling.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
think next Valentine's Day, I'm just going to kick it outside of a florist just to watch
Right.
people's brows sweat.
You think that'll ever die? The idea of getting somebody a flower? I mean, because we have cultural changes all the time. Do you think it'll ever be where it'll be something else? Like my wife wants plants now, not just flowers. That'll ever become passe to buy flowers?
Well,
and
here's
give?
the cool thing about plants. Some of them flower.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Nailed it. But they're not. You know what I mean by like roses or tulips or anything like that.
Not unless they disappear off the planet.
Yeah, girls are always going to want flowers.
I just think people love. I mean, they're literal living works of art.
Yeah. And my wife loves the way they smell. That's why when we get good flowers, we buy them. Well, of course, being pretty is one thing, but if you get good flowers, they'll smell your house up for a week or so.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. All right. Well, so what do you have for us? By the way, you can check out my suggestion at JimCorbettLive.com. Go to the What You Do That's New Master List. It'll be right there on top.
I have picked a 12-minute and 2-second long video that covers the weirdest fashion trends throughout history.
The weirdest fashion trends?
So
What got you on this?
I wormhole on this stuff all the time because clothing now is so not elaborate. When you think back into the dark ages, like how did they make those clothes? How did they wear those clothes? You couldn't get dressed by yourself. You couldn't use the bathroom by yourself, and it fascinates me.
There is an Instagram channel that pops up on my algorithm occasionally, right? And it's this guy who is like a hipster guy. He's probably 35. He's got the beard. He's got the haircut that looks like he's a what's the boxer, Jack? What's the Queensberry Rules boxer?
Yeah.
You know, very 1930s barbershop quartet kind of look, big mustache.
Right.
You know, the whole thing. And his whole thing is he buys vintage suits and he puts them on, and that includes the underwear. And he dresses like a vintage person in like the 20s or 30s would, and it's insane. The video is like it takes this guy time lapse like 9 minutes to get into this suit because of everything that he has to do to button it all up, from the vest and the underwear is a full thing and the socks and the shoes and the way that the vest has to be tucked in or the shirt has to be tucked in. It's bananas. But when he puts it all on, it looks amazing. And then you just wonder, how's he even move? Like there are like 4 layers of clothes. It's all wool and cotton.
And
that's the guys. Look what the women were wearing.
And that's why you understand why you had to have ladies in waiting, because you couldn't possibly get dressed by yourself. But this covers some of the weirdest trends. So we all grew up hearing about Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yeah.
Put a feather in his cap and called it macaroni.
Right.
So we're going to learn what's behind that whole phrase, what that even means. And there's one in here that I had heard about before, not so much as a fashion trend, that like I said, I'd already knew about, but what I learned in this video blew my mind.
Really?
And it's I think it's going to be the most shocking aspect of this video for the three of you.
Very cool. What was your favorite era? Like in the past? Because my daughter was just talking to me the other day about how crazy the 70s were.
Oh.
But everybody, like all my guys, love the 70s. They, the bell bottoms, the flowy tops, the straight hair, the whole 9 yards. They love that entire era of the 70s.
I hated the 70s.
And you
when
hated
I was
the
in
70s.
the 70s. Everything was harvest gold and olive green. My white stepdad had a fro. That's what the 70s was.
He paid for it, or was it natural?
Yes, that was the style.
Oh,
You got a perm.
So that was
and a big old mustache.
Mike Brady. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
White dude fro with the end result with effort.
Yeah.
That's the look.
It's one thing to be nostalgic about a past time that you didn't live through because you're really only gleaning off the best of it.
Right.
But when you live through it, you remember the avocado green and the nugget gold.
Oh,
Right,
yeah, yeah.
exactly,
And
exactly.
the honky girl. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, it's just like, some of those other videos, like I recently discovered that, the Palace of Versailles.
Yes.
Marie Antoinette was considered the filthiest castle, the filthiest palace in all of Europe.
Really?
It was renowned for people being like feral dogs and going anywhere and everywhere. Here you are in some of the most gorgeous fashion that you will see anywhere in Europe, and people are just openly using the bathroom in ballrooms, hallways. Yes. There have been letters written from different royalty and upper echelon folks who traveled to Versailles and described it as the stench as being overwhelming.
Wow, I've never heard that. I heard that about London, before the sewer system started, how bad London was.
No, this is Versailles, the Palace of Versailles.
I've only heard of the treaty.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so we'll have that up at What'd You Do That's New on JimColbertLive.com. Jack will put that up. It'll be the top of the list. If you want to look at any of those, you can go back to the archives as well for years, and some pretty cool stuff to watch in there. Some of Ross's stuff, just mind yourself accordingly. There's going to be a heads up. I mean, Ross's
Again
stuff,
on last week's.
yeah, it just gets weird, dude.
Yeah, you didn't like that Emmy Award winner?
It just get weird, man. Look, I didn't, it was very artistic, buddy. It was just, it was a stretch for me.
It's meant for mature audiences.
Yeah. It made me sit different.
Good.
All right, 407.
That's why he sits like a woman.
1041. Text us at 77031. Deb, we're going to do your thing next, all right? So we're going to find out what our zodiac, what it means, and if it fits our personalities.
Okay,
right,
you got it.
We'll do that next.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Clausman, KLAUSMANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Clausman, ClausmanLaw.com.
Bye. Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, and between the Beach Line and 535. A serious crash continues to block all southbound lanes on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon between Kissimmee Park Road and the Three Lakes Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
$5 finger-licking deals are back at your local KFC. Choose from 3 delicious options: a 2-piece meal with a drum, thigh and buttery biscuit side, an 8-piece chicken nuggets, or 2 chicken little sandwiches. Only available at select participating locations, not online. Tax extra, it's finger-licking good.
I recently had the opportunity to visit the Renewal by Andersen showroom and meet Chelsea and the rest of the crew. And I got to tell you, apart from their awesome team, is their really amazing product. Thanks to windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, as soon as I stepped through the door, I had no idea that 4 lanes of traffic on busy Lee Road was right behind me. And that's because Renewal by Andersen windows are built with their exclusive Fibrix material. That's 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. Plus, Renewal by Andersen windows are 4.5 inches thick, and that means less noise and better utility bills. Renewal by Andersen products are also backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find, and they're transferable if you sell your house. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started now through the month of February. Buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Hey Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
This is a story about evil.
Tonight on the CW,
This story was so odd.
Crime Nation will take you behind the crime scenes of some of the nation's most shocking cases.
Not everything is as it appears.
With a new case every week.
Still no sign of Gabby Petito.
Deputies are searching for inmate Casey White and Vicky White.
This is the true crime series you've been waiting for. Who did this? Crime Nation. Series premiere tonight on the CW.
Tonight beginning at 8, only on CW18.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Class.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then.
Come together, you say goodbye. It's been a hard day's night.
Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Did you know in the 15th century that both men and women wore girdles? It was a sign of wealth and prosperity, often adorned in gold and jewels, to support the clothing they wore underneath. You were scoffed at not having a girdle. But what happened to the girdle for women? That's gone.
Oh, Larry. Just one word for you, my friend, Spanx.
407 916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
You need a chainsaw to get out of those things.
Jag is here.
Yo.
And Ross is as well.
Aren't Skims? Isn't the new Kim thing?
Yeah, that's
Kim K thing? That's close to a girdle, isn't it?
Yeah, Skims and Spanx are kind of like the same thing.
But it's the weirdest thing, though, when you're buying a tank top and they tell you to go in it feet first.
Yeah.
Because if you try putting it on over your head, you're going to be trapped, and then you're going to have to call for a salesperson to come and help you out.
All right, so what's that thing? It's not the bustier, but what's the thing they would...
Corset.
The corset. So back in the day, they had this... It was a body piece that fit your stomach, right?
I saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, it was your midsection from your boobs down to the top of your pubic bone, right?
Yeah, it was made with whalebone.
Right.
And it laced up the back.
Yeah,
this
Keira
was
Knightley.
This was about the era, when it was rumored that women would have ribs extracted so they could get that really...
And they would put their foot in the small of your back and then pull the laces so tight that you would breathe in, so that when they pulled the laces tight, that it would hold your shape and you could barely breathe.
That's why they always had to carry smelling salts, because women so often
Would
passed
pass
out because they couldn't breathe. You couldn't expand your lungs.
Right. That's insane.
Hands on the bedpost.
Yeah.
That's how good our loving is, It's worth it.
I think it was more of a forced thing.
I'm going with the fact that partnership with a man was so important that they had to do that to. I can't even go through.
Oh,
with it.
well, I mean,
all right. So Chinese. Well, it's the Lunar New Year, not necessarily Chinese, but it's the Lunar New Year. It does have an Asian connection, like a.
Well, it's funny because I found both names, Lunar New Year and Chinese New Year, but I think they call it mainly Lunar New Year because billions of people in Asia celebrate it.
Got it.
Because we go by a solar calendar. So for us, the first day of the new year is January 1st.
Right.
Their schedule is by a lunar calendar. So Lunar New Year is like a month-long celebration, and I thought it was interesting to see what our animals are.
And I don't know what mine is. Like, I don't know what my zodiac animal is.
Well, I think we should start with the youngest member of the show.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
All right,
what
do we got for me?
For Ross.
That looks the youngest, Jack.
Okay. Does it change every Lunar New Year? Or
I think the only change is that the animal that it's the forefront. So this year, I believe the last time it was a dragon, it was a water dragon. This year, it's a wood dragon.
Okay.
So that is the lunar animal of 2024 is the wood dragon.
The wood dragon.
Now, it goes by your birth year. So that's interesting as well. So your animal will never change.
Okay, so Jack and I are the same year.
Yes. Ross is born in 1989.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So he is the
Taylor
year.
Swift.
Do you want to take a guess?
What the animal is?
Yeah. It's interesting because it's not representative the way that you would think.
You know what? I'm going to look at Ross, and I'm going to go...
Ferret. Ferret. Yeah, ferret's fair.
Jackass?
Oh, that's just a low blow. Come on, man.
Is it a donkey?
No.
No. I was going to guess, truthfully, when I looked at you, I would guess monkey. Are you the year of the monkey?
I mean... Whale shark? Can I be my favorite animal?
There's no whale
I feel
shark.
like I'm joining the Power Rangers right now.
I think liger.
You think a liger?
Yeah, and we're all getting signed up with our animal icons.
How about
sloth? That's it. Nailed it.
Sloth isn't in the zodiac.
Skinny panda? All right.
Sloth with a Celsius.
No, a snake.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Slytherin.
Ross was born in the year of the snake, and it's like a mini dragon, so it's very popular.
All right.
Yeah.
Lunar New Year, the animals have kind of waned in popularity in Asian countries, but apparently the dragon is still really popular. So if you're born in the year of the dragon, or even a snake, which is kind of like a mini dragon.
Yeah, but that is sad.
Oh, you're like a mini dragon.
Yeah, it sounds like you're justifying being a snake. Well, if you squint, it looks like a dragon.
I hear mini dragons sit like women.
Yeah, like I'll just take snake. Snake is cool. I'll chill in the grass.
You've got a pinky ring. Now you just need a snake tattoo.
Yeah.
I cannot get a snake tattoo.
Now, what are the characteristics of that? I mean, do they have personality characteristics?
They do.
All right, what's it supposed to be?
The snake's personality traits are enigmatic, intelligent, and wise.
Really?
Well,
hey, I was here for the Love Guru. I think that applies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're wise for your age, boss. I do. I think you are wise for your age.
Well,
you're wise for your age.
It's just like kind of weird though hearing the first one. What was it again?
Enigmatic.
And then the second one was intelligence.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't know what the first word means. So I don't want to just poop on their whole, prediction of me. But
well, it's an irony snake.
yeah, I'm an irony snake. I'm a tail.
All right. Jack and Jim
Went up the hill.
shared the same animal.
Okay.
Because you were born in the same year.
Probably a couple other things.
Easy.
Do you know, Jack? Do you have
I have
any
no
idea?
idea.
Yeah,
No
I
idea.
mean,
You want to take a guess, Ross? What do you think Jim and Jack would both be? Do you want me to run through the list?
I think Jim is a rabbit.
Ooh, is there a year of the rabbit?
There is.
Okay.
But that's not. I mean, it's going to be the same animal
Right.
for both
Correct.
of them, right?
Right. Do you want your choices?
Is that horse?
You
Is that
have
horse.
You
one
have
of them?
rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake,
Okay.
horse, goat,
Goat.
monkey, rooster, dog, and pig.
Ooh, rooster. Rooster.
You think it's the year? You think we're roosters?
I think
Yeah.
it's rabbit or ox.
Yeah, I think we're one part of that dog. If you feel me.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Could you feel me?
I was going to say ox. My first guess was it was the ox.
Come on, you guys, you're the goat.
Yeah, are we really?
You're the goat. Now, according to the Reader's Digest, often seen as followers and not leaders,
All right.
people born in goat years are gentle,
Okay.
decent, and a little timid.
Okay.
Oh.
So far, strikes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Maybe this is only for Asians.
Calm, gentle, and sympathetic is also
Wow.
another one of them.
Well, half of us is that. I mean, Jack, so far you've introduced Jack. I mean, I have 0 of these. Maybe I was in 66. Maybe I was in 66. Maybe Jack was in 66.
Yeah, when they draw this line.
Yeah.
What month?
I've always kind of thought, though, if you guys like Dragon Ball Z fused together, just became one human being.
Yeah.
Oh, unstoppable.
That would be a pretty badass human being.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jack and I yin and yang each other quite well, which sounds
whoa,
weird.
whoa.
Yeah, but you know what
Is
I mean
that
by
if you went up the hill?
No.
Yeah.
And then finally, I am the rooster.
You are the rooster.
I'm the rooster.
Really?
One can literally and figuratively set their clock by the rooster, a sign that's defined by reliability and consistency. Boring.
Yeah. Do you think you're that?
Observant, hardworking, and courageous.
Yeah, I mean, courageous. I don't have you as courageous, and I'm not saying you're not courageous, but I'm saying I haven't seen you have to display courage yet.
Just coming in here every day.
But the other
is a display of
God,
courage.
dude, you do not know.
It's a profile
You
in
do
courage.
not know.
but the other things you're solid on. I mean, everything else I think it's accurate.
Still boring, though.
No, it's not that boring.
So let's get back to enigmatic.
Yeah.
Is that like an enigma?
Well,
There you go.
All right, well, look at that.
it's
Intelligence is coming in.
Difficult to interpret or understand.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
That's right. You are, you are a bit of a mystery.
That's right.
You are enigmatic.
Let me look. Listen,
That's
if you
where
just,
I want you guys.
If you look at the What You Do That's New choices that you've had over the, you are by far the most enigmatic.
Oh, man, I can't. I already know what I'm suggesting next time, and it is classical music.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get ready for some strings. Which I guess most people don't refer to classical music as strings.
Yeah, no, they usually don't, but that's fine.
That's why you're enigmatic.
Yeah. All right, 407 916.
A very good compliment, I think, to be
Yeah.
called enigmatic.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I'd
I
much
wish
rather
I
have
had
his
that
than
one.
mine.
And intelligent and wise.
Yeah, exactly. I got observant.
Yeah.
Are you sure you read the right ones?
Yeah.
That sounds a lot more like me.
You hit the trifecta.
Are you sure about that? That sounds so much more like me.
Which one?
Ross's.
The enigmatic, intelligent, and wise?
All that sounds exact. Look, that's what I write on my own bios.
If only you'd been warned 22
only he'd
years
send it.
later.
He said if only had said that, that could be the
yay.
last one.
He's the last one?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Don't you know it? It's ridiculous.
Yes. I sent mine today.
I love knowing that got out on air.
All right, 407 916
So there you go.
1041. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish that Jack and I weren't born in the same year. I wanted to get him something else. I don't want him to be same as me.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, but you guys are the GOAT. I mean, how good in this
Yeah,
day
but
and age to be
that's-
able to say you're the GOAT.
That's a paradox, though, because goat insinuates one. You can't have two.
That's right.
So let me snap this pool cue
Yeah. It's like greatest
and
of all time.
and let you guys go at it.
I'll take the thick end.
All right. I'll stick the other one through your neck.
Buddy, you're not going to get within 5 feet of me.
Oh, let's go.
I'm going to crush that front skull of yours right
Wait,
in.
it'll give me a chance to be courageous. Go for it.
Don't do that. All right, 407 916-1041. Starbucks is at it again, guys, by the way.
Oh, what they do now?
Okay, so now Starbucks is on one. Like, they did the olive oil thing. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. And then
I
Jack,
did it.
Jack out of nowhere, and you did it after the fact, but Jack comes in out of nowhere, and he goes, oh, by the way, I got the Starbucks olive oil thing, and it was really weird. And then I think you came in the next day and got it.
Yeah,
Did you have the same experience, like the weird viscosity thing?
Yeah, it was just different. It was different.
Slimy?
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't call it slimy. It was just, it kind of tasted like coffee, but with a hashtag gold.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
Could you actually taste the olive oil in it, or did it just change the texture?
I wasn't tasting olive oil per se, but I was tasting a difference, which I would say was neither great or bad.
Got it.
I would say pretty indifferent. Don't know if I would do it again, but I might.
Did it have a bowel effect on you at all?
No, but not anything different.
Okay,
Coffee runs through me, man. It's an NFL combine every time I take a sip.
Yeah.
A lot of 40-yard dashes.
And Jack, what did you think again? You thought it was weird, right? It's odd.
The toffee, the flavor itself was fine, but I definitely detected a difference in the viscosity. Going down your throat, you could tell it did feel a little slimy, Deb. You know, as opposed to just regular coffee. So,
Okay.
I mean, I guess there's health benefits as you would attribute to olive oil. Being incorporated into it, but at that price point, I'll just stick with my regular cold brew.
Was yours iced? Did you have yours iced or hot?
Oh, you had it iced? I
Yeah,
guess that has to be a different experience altogether then.
Well, I also had it iced.
Oh, yeah. I think it would be different warm. Now, just real quick, is it a foam? It's like an olive oil foam they put on top of it, or do they actually just pour it in there like as it was half and half?
Yeah, I was at the drive-through hall.
Okay, so you don't know.
See
You
it
don't
make
know.
it.
All right.
Same.
Well, all right, so to celebrate, and this continues on with Deb's story of the Lunar New Year, the Starbucks in China has released a new coffee experience to celebrate the Lunar New Year. And I'm not going to tell you what they call it because I think it'll be a dead giveaway. What do you think has added the quote-unquote interesting flavor to the new Starbucks coffee only being offered in China?
Dragon's blood.
Rat droppings.
No.
All right. Our answers could be very offensive.
Yes, they could. And look, this is again, you're talking about a coffee infused with something, right? That would be a celebration in China because this is to celebrate the Lunar New Year. We just went over our animals for this, so this is perfect.
And I don't think rat droppings is controversial because there are some coffee beans that have to pass through an animal before they're used.
But it's a cat.
It is.
Okay.
Which is interesting why they were left out of the Lunar New Year Zodiac. The rat promised to wake him up and didn't do it.
But to that point, dragon's blood, though, I'm not sure that one exists.
It's called whiskey.
This drink combines this particular thing with espresso and steamed milk. So they add this to it. And this, you think the olive oil thing sounds unique. I promise you this is going to give you a much more unique experience.
Okay, so it's not going to be sweet.
And I will tell you something else, too. It's pretty common in that food.
Sesame.
No.
Szechuan.
No.
Didn't mean to say it like that.
No.
Fish sauce.
No, that's a good guess.
Soy sauce.
No. All of these are good guesses. And
Roe.
you're warm.
MSG.
No.
Not roe. Not.
Think outside the box. Like, what would you think?
Taco Bell.
Octopus Inc.
These are all really good guesses, and I think they're actually not as weird as the one that they actually went with. And when I say it, you're going to go, what?
Right.
But it's not like odd like Octopus Inc. or Squid Ink, which I agree, which would be really unique and odd.
I mean, I'll
this
say
one,
it.
What?
Rice?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you racist.
Listen, I
Come
don't
on,
know.
man.
I
Come
don't
on.
have the button.
Okay.
Damn it, Ross.
I mean, listen, not only, it's the number one eating thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe they throw it in the number one drink in the world.
This drink costs $9.45.
So it wouldn't be tea.
No, it's coffee.
No, I was
Well,
saying,
it's an espresso and with steamed milk.
Okay.
So that would be a latte, right?
Wasabi.
That's
no.
That's Japanese.
No, but he said no.
You ready? The drink combines espresso, steamed milk with dongpo braised pork flavor sauce. It's braised pork. and they put extra pork sauce and pork breast meat for garnish.
Dude, that sounds like I'm going to have a full NFL game going through me at that point.
So they bring the coffee out. There's a picture of it. There's a coffee.
Yeah.
It's got this foam on top that looks kind of an orangish color. And then on top of that, with a toothpick, it's a toothpick, and it goes through a piece of braised pork that hangs partially into your coffee.
I'll try it.
A braised pork latte is going to be at the Starbucks, available in China only.
Oh, come on, man.
Only in China. The price is $9.45. It's been posted on Chinese social media. Weibo by the Shanghai Starbucks Reserve Roastery, with a drizzle of dark red sauce on top of the latte foam and a square slice of pork on a skewer resting on the mug rim. Eating meat means prosperity in the coming new year, and that's why they chose braised pork to go with their coffee. It brings traditional New Year customs into coffee and creates, quote, an unexpected savory and sweet flavor. It says it'll be across that country. I would try it. Why not? I'd give it a shot.
Yeah. Are you? It's not a surprise to any of us that you're down with the meat coffee.
Yeah. Look, bud, I'd give it a shot, man.
I'd also give it a go.
I would. Look, there's not much I wouldn't eat. Braised pork is one of my favorite things. Pork in general is probably, if I had to eat a protein for the rest of my life, more than likely it would be pork, because there are so many options. Ribs, bacon, shoulder, roast.
Not steak?
Sliced, no, probably not. Probably not. I'd probably go with pork, the one to kill me the fastest.
I think that my favorite type of meat, if I ever I'm going to give myself a little meat treat, would be short ribs.
Short ribs is damn good.
Yeah. And I'm going to feel it afterwards. It always backfires, but it's worth it.
But the thing is, I have found with beef, though, whether it be a burger or a short rib or a steak or anything like that, it still tastes just like beef. With pork, because of the technique that you can use to change it, I think you can get different textures. Like when you smoke pork, it's different than when you roast it or braise it or fry it or boil it. And beef always kind of tastes the same, except if you pickle it, or if you do
tartare.
Yeah, well, a brisket like they do for St. Patty's Day. Corned beef? Yeah, if you did the corned beef hash type thing. That changes the flavor of beef, but pretty much it's stereotypically that same beef flavor. I have found that to be the same with pork.
Yeah.
Which I love.
It's short rib for me.
Yeah, short ribs are damn good.
I'm going to get heartburn.
That's my favorite thing to cook.
Really?
Yeah, if I want to impress somebody when they come to my house, I make one dish, and it's always braised short ribs, because you can't lose. Everybody loves them. And if you do it right, they're impossible to mess up.
So, Deb,
if you do it right.
It's so easy.
If you do it right, they're impossible to mess up.
It's the easiest high-level recipe that I could teach you to make in an hour.
Ooh, okay.
And you would never mess it up. I got to tell you, it's kind of funny, and behind the scenes, a lot of cooks feel the same way, because there are a number of dishes that hit this thing, but braised ribs or braised short ribs are one of those things that chefs it's a little cheat code, because really the beef is built and the cooking technique does all the work for you. It's just the prep. And then afterwards, you just make some risotto or whatever and put it on top. It's easy. It's so easy. The thing is,
I want this recipe.
Let's go.
The only problem is just short ribs are expensive. And you only get that little lobe of meat up top, and it's kind of fatty. That's another thing people have a problem with. It's a really super marbled piece of beef. But when you cook them right, it's impossible to not like. I'll teach you. It's easy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Here is your midday weather update for Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner. Hope you're having a great day today, this Tuesday, featuring bright sunshine and temperatures warming up into the upper 60s, which is still technically below our normal. The typical high this time of year, 76, but few complaining after a cold and rainy weekend. This is a chance to regroup. Tonight we cool down into the 40s, then tomorrow back to the 60s. Our next chance for rain is Friday with a couple of showers. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring.
Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
Man, here we go with rebathmidfla.com. That is where you get the bathroom of your dreams. And if you do have one of those bathrooms in your home, and it doesn't matter which one, it could be the master bath, it could be the guest bath. But if it's that guest bathroom, you know what happens, man. It makes it so embarrassing to have friends or family over for special events. I know everybody's graduating right now, but in the fall, Thanksgiving will be here. And all those events, you got to go to your brothers, maybe your moms, because your bathroom is so embarrassing. You just don't want to have anybody over. But that can change. Rebath of Mid-Florida can do that for you, man. And they can do it for you with incredible products. Natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors, that's available. All those trendy things you see on television and in the magazines, they can do it. Daryl Payne just showed me the 2 bathrooms he got from Rebath. Amazing stuff. They control the entire job. They're employees. They do it in 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And the products you can even see beforehand. Just visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. You can take their design team, your ideas, their products, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom. When they install it, you're all set. This happens every day with these guys. Log on today. Look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by Great Clips and Morgan & Morgan. Scan the QR code at participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. Terms apply. Scan QR code in salon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Are you trying to tell me that Deb got up in front of hundreds of people to do the vagina monologues and she don't have no courage? I beg to differ.
It makes a very good point, Deb.
I agree. I was terrified.
Were you really?
Terrified.
Were you really?
Terrified to say those words? That was...
Yeah.
That was stretching.
That was outside of her comfort zone.
Oh, my God. I had to stand up in front of people and...
Yeah. I forget you don't like to leave your house.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. Yeah. And Ross.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself for sure.
Aww.
People want that recipe. I think I have to make a little video maybe showing them how to do it. Maybe
seriously.
I will do that Sunday or something. I can make a little bit. I did that before with chili.
Yeah.
I did it before with chili, and I had there's an old video of me making my chili. It's up there, and it's a pretty good video. It's not that long.
Did I mention I made chili over the weekend?
Did you really?
Yeah.
From his
it's
recipe?
great. No,
Now-
my own.
Now let me ask you.
Come on,
Okay.
Deb.
Did you do it with meat?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do it with beans?
No. Yes.
You
yes.
put beans in there.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
A lot of people are making chili these days, and they don't like the vegetarian chili thing is becoming like a big deal.
Well, no bean. Oh, okay. The beans are there. Okay.
Beans are there for protein for sure, but
Yeah, and also give you a little entertainment later on.
But I've seen like a lot of people making chili these days, and it has no meat. Matter of fact, I've seen a couple menus, and it's chili non carne instead of con carne.
Right.
Yeah, it's non carne. So
Those vegetarians and their play on words.
So clever. Now, how did you make yours? Did you look up a recipe, or did you just fire away?
It's the same one for a couple years since we were doing the chili cook-off. I dialed in one, and I just wrote it all on an index card. I get the ingredients, and then just boom.
Really?
go.
It's a good weekend for chili, too.
It really worked out well.
That's a great
the
idea.
absolute best weekend for chili.
Now, rice or spaghetti or nothing.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I got into a bit of a fit with my family over this. I went through a rice period with my chili that every time I made chili, I made a small pot of rice, and my family mocked me openly. It was almost like I sat like a woman. It was ridiculous how much they ridiculed me for it, but I loved it. So I do occasionally eat it over rice.
So we made rice, and my wife had that, but I wanted to try something a little different that I picked up at the Seven Seas Food and Festival out at SeaWorld a year ago, where I tried the walking taco where they put chili in a bag of Fritos.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I had corn chips, and I used that corn chips with the chili and cheese and stuff.
Can't
that'd
lose,
be
right?
delicious.
It doesn't have to be a name brand for it to be a good corn chip.
Correct.
It's damn good. Did you use Fritos?
I didn't, and it should be a name brand. It's funny because here's the deal. I got the Aldi brand and Aldi had their corn chips along with all the chili ingredients. That kind of gave me the idea, and so I thought it was a great excuse to be able to buy corn chips.
Yeah.
So I did, but
they didn't hold up.
It doesn't have that Frito. I love Fritos. As from a kid, it's one of those
that
things.
feet
Sweet
smell.
puppy feet.
Yeah. and it hits a little different. It was still good, but it didn't have that Frito taste.
And the thickness has to be there as well. That's
Yeah.
another key thing because Fritos are a little thick.
It's that structural integrity that a Frito
You bet
corn
your
chip
ass.
They
has.
did all right with that, and I like the dip size Fritos, 4 dip from
Oh,
French
yeah.
onion dip
Oh,
with
my
those.
God.
Let's
Those things
go!
so
Come
good.
on.
God damn, so good.
Ugh.
So
I forgot I'm eating healthy now.
Okay, so what kind of tomatoes did you use?
Out of a can, Jimmy.
Okay, just canned tomatoes. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
Those are
mad at you. I'm
good.
not do you use dark red or light red kidney beans?
Light red.
Okay. Fresh garlic, not jarred garlic, right?
Any garlic?
I'm sorry, what?
No, not any garlic. Do not stop it. Please stop.
No, I don't think. Do you like garlic in your chili?
Do not. What do you mean? Do you like garlic in your chili? Can you make it without it?
Apparently.
He just did.
You made it without garlic?
Yeah.
Plenty of
No,
cumin.
actually, no. I actually grabbed some garlic powder and I went, shh.
Okay, whatever. At least you gave it a shot.
I gave it a shake.
Stop buying that pre-jarred garlic. It's not. You're not even getting a tenth of the flavor you get from just crushing a real clove of garlic, and it's dirt cheap.
What about
the
the minced garlic? Now they now sell like minced onion and minced garlic in a jar.
In a paste thing.
Yeah.
When it squirts out.
Like Ross said.
No, fresh. Buy it fresh.
It is pungent when it squirts out.
That is not. You're not getting real garlic flavor though, dude.
How do you know?
Because I know.
I don't think you know.
I know. Do you put red bell pepper and green bell pepper in yours? Any bell peppers?
No. Thank you, Deb. Deb, did I give you any of this?
No, he's talking bougie chili. You're not going to be out somewhere in the middle of some Texas driving cattle having red pepper and green pepper.
Got your ass.
Mr. Bougie Chili.
I love how
over
when
here.
it came to the peppers and garlic, she knew me enough where she knows I did not put that in there.
That's not chili.
I do not care for your tone, young lady. not in the least. Not even a little bit do I care for that tone.
So bougie.
Yeah.
Green pepper, red pepper.
I'm going to be honest with you. I put it in there for the color because when you have your little specks of yellow and red green pepper in your chili, it looks amazing. And that's really, you don't get a ton of flavor from it, a little bit. But if you're going to make it real chili, you got to reconstitute those. I think they're called guajillos, the dried chilies you get in, like Aldi has them for sure.
Yeah.
And you get those in the bag and you reconstitute those in hot water and then you grind them up in a
okay, now you're talking like a cowboy making
in a
type of chili.
blender and you put that in. And you use green chili in there as well?
No, it's called you brown the meat, you put the beans, right?
Thank you, Deb.
And then
right in the crock pot.
You boil some spaghetti and you just
Let's go.
I love the fact
that
that
I'm glass of milk.
I'm getting ragged on. Just for the record, I want to make this perfectly clear. I just got ragged on for not living out on the range and putting bell pepper. But yet she just said boil spaghetti for chili, and nobody says a word.
I'm thinking about trying it. That really, I'm intrigued.
Not a syllable.
Just like Skyline chili, I believe they put those over
I think
spaghetti.
I'm going to make chili again.
That's a Midwestern thing. I think it's a Southern thing to use rice. It's a Midwestern thing to use spaghetti.
I don't have a cover for my crock pot, so I have to kind of find things that cover it and put weights on it so the cats don't knock it over.
What other bougie stuff?
I don't know, but Jack just described cooking out on the range.
What other bougie stuff you put in your chili?
Well, if you're asking, the competition chili does have some silly stuff in it.
Some platinum shavings?
No, he puts in chocolate.
Goldschlager.
My competition chili has red wine reduction, and it also has it has chili or it has chocolate in it as well.
Oh, right.
Well, what ingredients did you put in your last place chili? The one where
you son of a bitch.
Is that also
you could put it in your neighborhood.
I used your recipe, Jack.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, I know you're lying. You have never listened to him.
And I'm not gonna start today.
Not only that, it was so good. Had the perfect amount of heat.
Well, you should bring
was
me
a
some.
huge. I would.
How'd you
I
get it
wanted
hot?
to. It didn't make it until Monday.
Yeah, because you made an ounce of cayenne.
No.
How'd you heat it up?
In the crock pot.
I mean,
what?
He's talking spice, Jack.
Oh.
He's talking peppers.
Yeah.
It was in the chili seasoning.
Did you put any red wine reduction?
Stop.
chocolate?
Let me ask the guy that lives on the range a couple things. Oh,
Hey,
did you
he has
season this?
shot berries.
Did you season this with a packet that said chili on the
McCormick.
Did you, Jack?
Yay.
Did you pour a packet of chili in there, Jack? Did you really do the testing?
I did.
Wow,
And it
good
came
for
from
you,
Aldi.
Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't even go with the McCormick?
I don't know. Could have been. I didn't look.
Jack basically made tacos with soup.
Yeah.
Is what you did.
He has taco water.
You made taco water.
No, it was so thick I had to add water. I had to add 2 cups of water.
Stop adding water.
I had to.
Beef stock. Beef stock, not water. Beef stock gives you more flavor.
I don't hate that idea.
When you say wine reduction, are you cooking wine for your chili?
Okay, so you take a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon and you
no Pinot Grigio.
Jim, how much is a box of Cheerios?
This was my bit I was going to do to you guys. That's my bit. Don't you steal my bit. It's $31. Everybody knows it's the same size of a pizza in New York. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, and between the Beach Line and 535. A serious crash continues to block all southbound lanes on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon between Kissimmee Park Road and the Three Lakes Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then, Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Hey, it's time to get pre-approved so you don't miss the party this summer at your new pool home. That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself, and you need to be the next one to experience the mortgage broker difference like I did, and that means you save a lot of money. In fact, government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average when you work with a mortgage broker rather than with the banks. Let that mortgage guy, Don, make your dream home a reality just like he did for me. It's peace of mind right there at your fingertips at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagguydon.com.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming with live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges, or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt. Orlando's injury attorneys.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This is a story about evil.
Tonight on the CW.
This story was so odd.
Crime Nation will take you behind the crime scenes of some of the nation's most shocking cases.
Not everything is as it appears.
With a new case every week.
Still no sign of Gabby Petito.
Deputies are searching for inmate Casey White and Vicky White.
This is the true crime series you've been waiting for. Who did this? Crime Nation. Series premiere tonight on the CW. Tonight beginning at 8, only on CW18.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Class.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
You know, Jim's over here just taking a duke on using cheap ingredients
Oh my God
or
almighty.
pre-made seasoning or not doing this or not doing that, you know. I'll be honest, you know, expensive, good quality ingredients do taste good, but I think I've made some of the best dishes I have ever cooked with some of the cheapest ingredients that you could possibly buy. It's just in the way you do it, man. It's not always about the ingredients.
It is, though. It kind of is, dude. It kind of is. I love you. And I appreciate you listening, but it kind of is. I mean, you can make great food with, with not name brand or top level stuff. You can.
You're too bougie. You won't even go in an Aldi.
Oh, my God. I do.
That's your problem. That's your problem. You're anti-Aldi.
I'm not even close to being anti-Aldi.
Okay, here's the test. Here's the real test. Jimmy.
Okay.
Would you be up for a Snoop Dogg sandwich? You know what a Snoop Dogg sandwich is?
I have no idea what a Snoop Dogg sandwich is.
It's I believe, white Wonder Bread. You're going to want to take some bologna, and you're going to want to put potato chips in between the bologna.
Okay.
You can fry it up or eat it just like that.
Okay, I've not had one of those before.
Ever?
No, not ever, man. No.
You ate government cheese. Don't look at me like that.
I did. I did eat some damn government cheese, though. I did have some government cheese. I mean, we did have trailer park nachos.
Oh, there you
which
go.
was saltines and melted government cheese.
Oh, yum yum.
Yeah. The irony of us having a microwave to melt it with. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Deb is telling me that that's what I should be doing for our online content, is just doing recipes.
The Jim Colbert Show cookbook. Can you imagine, guys? I would love his recipes for short ribs and chili.
I try them.
I made stuffed peppers off of Jim's Primetime Kitchen videos that he used to make with his wife Tori, and they were 4 of the most beautiful, delicious stuffed peppers I've ever made. That was a great and such a simple, easy recipe, and it ended up being a really beautiful dinner.
They are. I mean, look, a lot of these recipes that I did for Primetime Kitchen were very accessible, very easy, did not require a lot of time,
money.
And most of the time, I would try to do recipes that most people had this stuff in their house already. Like if you have, almost everybody has a bag of rice or some type of rice. Almost everybody has some canned goods, tomatoes, and stuff like that. So,
I like rice.
Yeah, with those things, you can do a lot.
It's so good.
Yeah. And I will tell you something else. There's a little trick that I've been using for a while, and if you guys have sensitive stomachs, a lot of people do when it comes to, or you just don't like eating beef because you maybe have some moral issues with it, because I know a lot of people. I have been, and my wife and I have been, substituting what they call 93.7 turkey meat for hamburger for years now, and I'm telling you, I've made every single bowl of chili that anybody has ever lauded over for the last 5 years of my life, and not one grain of ground beef has been in it. It's been 93.7, which is 93%, 7% fat. But they get the fat because they grind in turkey thighs with the breast meat to get that fat level content. And I'm telling you, it cooks like ground beef. It tastes like ground beef. It's as versatile as ground beef, and it is way better for you.
So I like this tip because I've also used turkey in the past, ground turkey in the past, not this past weekend. However, I do have a question, serious question.
Yeah, sure.
On what ingredient, what protein did you put in your last place chili in your neighborhood when you couldn't even?
And I was actually hanging on the question, like, we're going to learn something. Oh, wait, it's Jack.
When you couldn't even place.
Do you know why? Do you know why you felt that way? Because Jack lied to your face, and he told you it was going to be a serious question.
I think finishing in 6th place with only 5 contestants was
they're about to have
a little alarming.
They're about to have another one.
Oh, please compete.
Oh my
please.
God! They're about to have
You got to see if it's them or you.
Yeah,
You got to do it.
What we're talking about is my neighborhood has a chili cook-off, and I entered it one year thinking, you know what, this will be a great way to introduce myself. I'll bring some pretty good chili down here. Everybody will say hi. It'll start off, and I got my D kicked in, and I mean kicked in by chili that was literally sweet to the. I mean, it was sweet. You could smell how sweet it was because they put this liquor in it, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so unique." I'm like, "Oh, unique? Is that another word for it sucks?" Because that's what it did. It sucked. It was like one of the worst bowls of chili I've ever eaten in my life. And it won, hands down. Didn't even come close. They looked at my chili and scoffed.
The problem with chili
scoff
competitions is the judging panel. Who is it? Because for the Crime Line, I've been a judge for several consecutive years at the Crime Line Chili Cook-Off.
Yeah.
I have no business being a judge. I would just copy off of Heather McPherson's paper.
The former food editor for the Orlando Sentinel.
And because she would say some big words about the food, and I'd be, yeah, you're right, Heather.
Yeah, I like that omakase.
Yeah, for sure.
But so I think I have had some bougie food, right? Deb, Jack, you've also had some bougie food before.
Yeah. I made it for him.
And like every time I've had bougie food, I shouldn't say every time, but most times with expensive food, I have had better tasting things that are far simpler and far cheaper.
Really?
I have, but most of the time with bougie food, I just know I've never experienced it before.
Yeah.
So like, and those are almost like one and dones because they're special treatments. I don't know. I think a lot of times that cheaper food can taste a lot of times better because it's easier.
See, for me, it's not so much that it tastes better, but like when I make the chili like I described, that was growing up chili, sitting in front of the TV, you know.
Sure, yeah.
So it's just, you know.
A comfort food.
A comfort food, exactly. I don't want it to be elevated at that point. At that point, I want it to just be comfort food.
And I'll tell you another secret, too. Every single bowl of competition chili I ever cooked in my life, I cooked it 2 days in advance and let it sit in the fridge for 2 days before I served it.
Well, that's really when everything gets to kind of work together, right?
Let me tell you, that is no myth. It is no myth. It is no myth. And one of the reasons why is the beans, you know, kind of soak up a lot of that broth. You can add extra the next day to kind of bring your, what I call the soup of chili. You know, it's viscosity, bring it back up to where I want it. You don't want it too thick. You don't want it too thin.
Now, for that, would you use water then, or would you still stay with the, you never use water then?
Low sodium beef stock, never water. Never, ever just water. Not ever. It just really doesn't give you a chance to develop a really nice, rich, deep flavor when you put water in there because it waters everything down. And when you make chili and you're serious about it, there should be a can of beer. I've used Yingling for years, but what happens is the water cooks off and you get what's left over, which is the little bit of hops or the yeast or the malt that may be in there. And again, it adds a much different flavor. And that's really where you get your water from.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
The liquid?
Yeah, the liquid, but all that cooks off and it leaves the flavor.
So if you don't have beef stock, you could beef bouillon.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with that. Okay, you got to be careful with beef bouillon. There's another tip for you guys. And when you buy your beef broth, buy low sodium beef broth. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're cooking pot dishes like this, and you use bouillon, how do they keep the bouillon safe for shelves? Salt. It's got ass loads of salt in there. So what happens is you start building your chili. You've salted your onions and your vegetables. You've salted your ground beef or your turkey, whatever you're going to use. And as you get in, you're like, oh, Jesus, I've salted every aspect of this, and now I've got too much salt. Well, buddy, let me tell you, that's the worst possible problem you could have with a dish is over salting it from because it's hard to get that out of there. You have to start adding ass loads of more ingredients to kind of balance that salt out. And now you've added cooking time and you've altered the recipe.
What about those better than bouillon?
Again, anything with bouillon has a lot of salt. You have to be very careful. I always salt last. I salt my meat a little bit as I'm cooking it because you got to season it, and you salt your onions and your garlic a little bit because you got to season it. But you got to be real careful with that. And that's why when I cook with beef stocks or stocks, I buy the low sodium version. So as you're cooking it down, the salt doesn't cook off.
Right.
You're not evaporating the salt; it's staying. So you don't want to cook off all the water and then have it left at 3 times the salinity it was when you started.
I would have never have thought of low sodium
and
stuff.
don't use table salt when you salt your food when you're cooking. Buy kosher salt, flake salt. Use that because that salt, that iodized salt, has a synthetic flavor to it that will permeate down in your food, and it's actually saltier. Flake salt has a warmer flavor to it, so it doesn't have that tinge to it when something's over salty. It'll have a warm kind of brine to it more than a real, face front salty thing. This is boring, isn't it?
No,
not for me.
Not for me. I've just learned a ton of stuff.
Well, this is all stuff you just the kind of tomatoes. I asked you earlier what kind of tomatoes you use. Italians, as a rule, for their sauces have been building their sauces for years with San Marzano tomatoes. Well, I don't limit that to my Italian cooking. I use San Marzano for everything.
I looked for San Marzanos the last time you mentioned that.
And you have to pay attention to the can when you're buying them because it'll say in the style of San Marzano or whatever. You have to there's a certain label on the can you need to look for to be real San Marzano. You'll know because you're paying more.
Yeah.
And going back to what this guy said, most people, 9 times out of 10, if I build it with San Marzanos or if I build it with regular tomatoes or from Hunt's or Del Monte or whatever, no one's going to know. But there is a certain thing with those San Marzanos that gives you that little bit of tart, and I think they hold up better and they have a brighter color. So that when you put them in the pot and you put everything together, I actually, I know my chili's right by the color of it because that's when I know I have as much chili powder as I need. And that's because that to me is the defining factor. Like you want as much chili in there as you can get. And if it turns that really deep kind of amber orange color, that's when I know I've gotten there. Other than that, it's a pale color. So that's how I tell. And then I adjust the cumin last because that's the thing that can ruin chili faster than anything is too much cumin, too much taco flavor, too much sweat smell.
Right.
You can ruin it with that.
Sweat smell?
Yeah, cumin has that smell where it smells like old sweat, old gym clothes. That taco seasoning smell that you're used to. That's
kind of like Fritos smells like feet.
What you're smelling is cumin. That's the dominant smell on taco seasoning is cumin.
All right. I like taco seasoning.
Yeah, it's very good.
I like cumin.
Yeah.
I love cumin.
And and again, man, my favorite thing to cook for, I swear it's so crazy, is I've been dying to cook a dish for Olivia because cooking for vegetarians, for people who like to cook all the time and they cook for people who eat meat all the time, cooking for vegetarians is the best. Because it's the biggest challenge. To make something vegans is even better.
Cauliflower steaks.
Yeah.
Because you can slip in meat products and say, "Ha, gotcha."
I would make her like a
See, not so bad, right?
a fried green tomato Napoleon for her with a nice pomodoro sauce would be really nice.
What makes it Napoleon?
I don't know. It's a pomodoro sauce.
It's stacked. So what you do
that's
is
ironic.
You take your
It's tall, Ross, tall.
You take your green tomatoes and you cut them about a ½ inch thick and you fry them with panko, right? Like you would a chicken cutlet to make
a chicken cutlet,
like chicken parm.
Okay,
right. That same crust. You do that with tomatoes, and then on the inside of that, you make polenta. Flavored polenta, like mushroom, and then you fry little patties of that, and you put them in between each other with layers of tomato sauce and fresh basil.
I'm going to have to learn.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to learn how to cook at least 3 dishes.
Look, man, let me tell you something. I think it is one of the most vital skills you can have as a person. It doesn't matter why you want to apply it. Just knowing how stuff goes together is fun to me. I just spent 12 minutes talking about cooking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I had no idea that the reason why you use kosher salt or flake salt is because the iodine that's in the table salt, your Morton's table salt. So for all the years we've been cooking, had no idea that was adding a flavor to your food that you couldn't identify when you're done cooking.
Yeah,
but
to me, it's too salty. Like it has that it's
got that.
Yeah, the flake salt has that briny flavor that it's not just overboard salt. It's just kind of warm flavor. It's not tingy.
And here's the deal: I have both at home,
Yeah.
and I would not have discerned any difference between the two. I would have just grabbed it and
here's how you can
grinded.
Here's how you get in the habit of doing that. Instead of keeping your salt in a shaker, have yourself a little bowl.
Yeah,
with a little
what all
lid.
The best chefs do.
And you put your salt in this little bowl and then keep the lid on the salt. And then learning how to salt with your fingers. And it's actually a much better measuring thing by picking it up with the fingers, like a little 3-finger thing. You can kind of feel how much salt's in your grab. And I bet right now I could pick up close to a perfect teaspoon 8 out of 10 times. Just simply because I've grabbed salt so much. But that's how you do it. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We're going to get into another class. Let's talk about money. We'll do that next with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I don't have like a secret connection to let you meet Beyonce here.
Yeah,
or
no,
anything,
like
huh?
you made me think that you did for my birthday.
You thought that because you're delusional. Come on. Hey, I was trying to do
I
something
was
sweet for your
naive
birthday.
at that time. I trusted everything that you said, and now I know better.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, and between the Beach Line and 535. A serious crash continues to block all southbound lanes on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon between Kissimmee Park Road and the Three Lakes Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That is where you find Mike the Home Builder, and that is the guy you want to talk to when you need to do something around your house. Maybe it's a leaky roof. Maybe you need a whole new roof or windows and doors. The Home Builders Network, they were nominated by Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. So if it's windows and doors you're looking for, contact Mike at hbnusa.com. Again, my roof 1 year ago, Mike and the Home Builders Network put a new roof on my home along with gutters with covers. Man, did a fantastic job. I went an entire year with never having to clean out my gutters. Wow, that is awesome. hbnusa.com. Use someone local, someone you can trust, someone who's been affiliated with this radio station for more than a decade. His name is Mike, and you reach him at My Home Builders Network. It's hbnusa.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
You call that a precision stunt?
When a rookie stunt driver, just give me a shot, meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all.
Come on, focus.
They'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class,
Watch this.
the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Level up your drive with 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $1,748 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-mat credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/4/24.
One of the dangers of buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond is you could be paying way too much.
Somebody is getting a product for $6,000 and they sell it for $55,000. That's a sin. That's a crime as far as I'm concerned.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says lab-grown diamonds are being marketed as less expensive alternatives, but the truth is their inherent value is dropping fast due to mass production.
You go try to sell that man-grown diamond back to the market, nobody wants it. There's no market for it.
Keith says just be careful. You need to get all the facts before you take a shortcut that you could regret down the road if the trend continues.
What you're buying is a throwaway diamond as far as I'm concerned. The fish tanks are waiting and they're going to be filled.
At International Diamond Center, we're proud to say all of our diamonds come from Mother Earth and took millions of years to make and are real, rare, precious, and ethically sourced. International Diamond Center, helping people navigate the diamond industry for more than 40 years.
When he presents that to his future fiancée, you want him to be proud.
4 Orlando locations and always at shopidc.com.
If you have city water, you might not know this, but it's got all kinds of chlorine, chemicals, and all kinds of nastiness in it, which really isn't healthy for you and your family. So get cleaner water with purewaterchanges.com. Call my buddy Bobby at 407-MY-WATER, and he'll save some money because you won't have to buy bottled water anymore. Schedule a free, no obligation to purchase in-home water inspection and demonstration, and you'll receive a free reverse osmosis system valued at $1,799. Installation required. All homeowners must be present. That's purewaterchanges.com, 407-MY-WATER.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here. Ross is as well. Let's do It's Only Money with Scott Brown.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth.
Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good luck for our man, Scott Brown. Yay! Woohoo! Go to JimColbertLive.com where you can check us out on YouTube. See Scott do his thing live. He's from Edgewater Family Wealth in business for 37 years here in Central Florida, giving sage advice.
Very sage.
On how to protect and turn your money into some long-term income and all those fun things. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing outstanding. How's everybody?
It was good, man. Good. It's good to have some weather that we can tolerate.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It was surprisingly nice yesterday. I went for a walk all by myself, which I don't normally do.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
And then you and I met up on Sunday
We
to have a
did.
little chat and stuff. And we get there, and it's just like miserable. And I'm like, "What are you doing the rest of the day?" And I was just asking him. He's like, "I'm just piled up on the couch and watch TV with my wife all day."
There you go.
Yeah, I'm watching some HBO show about the Gilded Age.
Oh,
they're robber barons.
Yeah, that's right. We were just talking about that Sunday.
Yes.
Jack and I just finished True Detective, the newest HBO
With the
offering.
Jodie Foster one?
That's right.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah.
We did the same thing on Sunday. It's like we came in on the couch and we wanted to go see the new Bob Marley movie. Just looked outside. It's like, let's just stay here.
Yeah.
That
Couch
thing-
was nice.
That thing destroyed this weekend. Did you see how much money that movie
it did
made?
well.
Almost $30 million.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was very
Come
good.
on.
But so Scott, obviously here from Edgewater Family Wealth, and what they do is portfolio management, among other things. Right?
Financial planning, portfolio management. We'll wash your car if you want. We don't care.
Sweet. You will not. You will not wash anybody's car.
I can get somebody to wash your car.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. And every week when we do the segment, Scott that morning will send us a couple things to talk about that he covers in a lot of his seminars, which we'll tell you about a little bit later. An opportunity for you to meet Scott and get some advice as you move forward, trying to make your life a little bit better. And now's the time to do it, especially if you're in your 30s and listening to this show.
Get on it.
You are in the perfect wheelhouse time. If you are in moving towards your 40s, you still have time to make the right decisions. But this week you wanted to talk about health is wealth. And that is an old saying from a long time. Like your health is your wealth. Because it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're not in good shape, if you can't manage yourself, it's a little different. But what do you mean by it?
Well, I mean, studies have shown that wealthy people live longer. I mean, I did an enrollment earlier today. I spoke at a 401k enrollment. I was telling people, statistically, you want to accumulate money because you'll live longer, you'll live a healthier life. And they're like, well, what does one have to do with the other? But statistically, the affluent live on average 10 years longer than poor folks. And the reasons are obvious, right? There's nutrition. You can afford better nutrition, right?
Yeah.
You can afford better health care. You can afford to exercise. You can buy time. I'm always talking about buying time with your wealth. You can buy the time because you think about it, the average person who maybe isn't of significant means, and I was, as a young person, I was here. I mowed my own lawn. I changed my own oil. I did all these tasks that people do on a day-to-day basis because they can't afford the help. But what happens is once you become affluent, you exchange some of your wealth for time. And what a lot of affluent people do with their time is exercise and go to health care and meet with the nutritionist. So you think, oh, these are all frou-frou-y, poo-poo-y things, but people live longer, healthier lives who have more money, bottom line.
And stress. Another thing is, too, because you don't have that stress of making that bill. And I will tell you straight up, that's what I saw. Now, Scott, you can learn to be poor. Like I grew up very humbly. My wife grew up humbly. So we have that same kind of background.
Sure.
Ross grew up humbly.
Same.
Jack grew up in a family like 7 or 8 kids. So everybody understands in these rooms, Deb the same way. Everybody in these rooms understands that. And when you grow up, and I tell this story as well, one of the biggest, most driving factors for me to want to do something with my life is watching how much stress my family went through as 40-hour day-to-day furniture workers, workers at pulp mills, at banks, trying to get by every week. And I hated the fact that my family perpetually was in financial trouble, and I could see the toll it took on my mom and my grandma and my dad, and my uncles and stuff. And I never wanted to deal with that. And I know for a fact that even as a young man, when I was struggling with my print shop, same thing. You just wore that. It was just hard to shake that stress of not being able to know if you're going to make your power bill, if you're not going to be able to go on that field trip with your kid, or make the mortgage this week.
Also wanted to point out that another thing that helps with stress is working out, running.
100%.
It has changed my life in the last 2 years. I don't know what or who I would be if I didn't fall in love with running. I ran today. It helps me out mentally speaking way more than I ever thought. And here comes the best part, financially speaking, it's free.
Yeah. So the endorphins you get from that, I mean, they are stress relieving. I am very conscious when I've had a stressful day that I got to hit the gym because I can feel my head about to pop off. So, but if you're living that life day in and day out and you're worried about bills, you're worried, you have anxiety, the field trip thing, that happened to me in my life. I remember I was literally just thinking about this the other day. My mom had to tell me no.
Space camp.
You can't go to SeaWorld.
I was close.
At that moment because it was $50. And that was like all the money in the world to my family at that time. And I understood it. I would probably throw a tantrum for a second, but I understood it and I still understand it. So you don't. And again, these things don't get fixed overnight. You have to make a conscious effort to say, how do I get into a position where I can exchange some affluence or money or cash or whatever you want to call it for the opportunity to be healthier, live a less stressful life? Because, wealthy people have stress, but, they have the means to get over it.
Right. It's a different kind of stress.
So you want to try to, and you don't have to be a billionaire or even a millionaire, but you have to get to a point where you're not waking up and I was this guy where you wake up every morning and you're like, I got 3 bills, I got to pick 2 of them. What am I going to do? So you have to start making a conscious effort to get yourself out of that. And to my earliest point, my main point is you'll live a happier, longer life. That's just the facts are hard to ignore.
Yeah. I was talking to my son as we were coming up, and I was trying to kind of instill some ethos in him to be responsible and stuff. I said when you grow up and you don't understand, if you're entitled and you grow up, you don't understand the value of anything, right?
Yep.
I said, but when you grow up, and you're watching people make the choice between gas and milk. You know, a gallon of gas to get to work or a gallon of milk to feed my kids breakfast tomorrow morning. When you see people making that decision on the weekly, you understand what effect that can have on a family. And by the way, the kids watch you as you're making these decisions.
Absolutely.
They're paying attention to the decisions you're making, and they're soaking that up, by the way. So be cognizant of that when you're out there kind of making those decisions.
And then you get so stressed out that you accidentally go, is that milk or gas? Gas or milk? And now the Lucky Charms is ruined.
This explains a lot.
The kid is sick. The kid is sick. Now that's more bills.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another great point, though, Ross, that I think you accidentally made, which is
I definitely did. That was 100% joke intention.
Well, you're going to be brilliant in a second. So, I mean, that's the other part of it is when people don't have the means to get good health care, they put off things. So that pain or that rash or that whatever, they ignore it, and then by the time they actually are forced to go deal with it, it costs 10 times as much.
Exactly.
Because it's gotten away from them.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and the other part of it is being able to wealth. You know, if you learn about wealth yourself, let's say you're a young parent and you learn and you're curious, it gives you the opportunity to then teach it to your children. Because that's the problem a lot of my wife and I mentor a few young people who come from tougher socioeconomic situations. And what we've learned from these kids is it's not that their parents don't want to help them with the 401k or the whatever. They don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. They've never been taught themselves. Now you're dealing with a 50-year-old parent of a 20-year-old young college student who they're like, well, talk to me about financial aid. Talk to me about a bank account. They can't answer the question.
No clue whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, think about it now. I mean, one of the biggest like comedy tropes for a long time has been, my kid comes home with 6th grade math and I don't know how to help them out with their homework type thing. So if that's the case, I mean, they're certainly not going to be able to add any guidance when it comes to their financial well-being.
No, 100%. And so again, money, people see money as this binary thing. Either you have it or you don't, and it's good or it's bad, or rich people are bad or they're good or whatever. Listen, it's a more complex, nuanced conversation. There is more than meets the eye here. And again, I realize it's hard. I've said it 1,000 times on the show. It's not complex. It's hard, right? If you take the complexity out of it and just start taking steps today to better yourself, become curious, make changes in your life, get healthy, whatever it is, these things take care of themselves over time.
And by the way, I also don't want people to misconceive like what you can do for them as well. Yes, you are a money manager. Yes,
Sure.
you are a portfolio manager. But in reality, you're also a teacher. So as you do business with you, and just in our short conversations that we've had on and off the air, you kind of learn about what's happening. It's not like you're just going to take the money and go put it somewhere. You're going to tell somebody why you're doing this, why this works, how this earns money. And then they're able to pass those lessons on to their kids. And then you create a cycle of this. Hey, I don't know if you know this. This could be 3 simple moves you tell a kid at 15 years old as they're mowing lawns and saving money for their first car. It trickles down, no question.
Yeah, that's one of my goals is when I do like to teach, but my wife tells me all the time, you're a teacher at heart, because I love to see the expression on somebody's face when they're like, you're right, that's not hard. I could do that thing,
It's
right?
doable, yeah.
Yeah, it is doable. So, yeah, I totally agree. If somebody comes in and we don't educate them, they're harder to talk to, for one thing. If you have an uneducated client who is just speaking from social media or something they saw on TV, they're hard to communicate with. If you can slow them down, back them up, have them take a deep breath, sit them down and say, look, this is how all this stuff really works. Then the next time they come in, we're speaking the same language.
Right.
But if they continue to go down the path of noise, of crypto or meme or whatever it is, and they don't want to be curious and they don't want to learn, they're much harder for me to deal with.
Right. How many people do you have come in and you sit down, you go through them, and then they go, well, that's not what Dave Ramsey said.
Well, and I like Dave. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Dave fan. Dave's done a lot of good for a lot of people. He has a niche, and his niche is, and Dave keeps it simple. Pay off your debt, save in a mutual fund or whatever it is. Those are all wonderful things, and I think there's a place for that. There's the next level that we usually deal with where people have accumulated wealth, and we're trying to help them with more complicated issues.
All right, 407-916-1041. Here with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth, 37 years in the business over there in the College Park area. Let's move on to the next one because I think this is interesting. I don't even know what you mean by this.
Yeah.
Why financial products are neither good nor bad.
So
now, you would think that is an obvious no because you would be like, well, crypto is bad. Like there's a definite bad there with crypto, but crypto's having a little bit of a resurgence. But
Crypto, yeah. It's like I make the same stupid old man joke every time. A hammer's great for driving a nail, not so good for washing windows, right? So, the truth of the matter is crypto isn't bad or good. Crypto's just an investment vehicle or a store of wealth. It might work, it might not work. The same is true of annuities. The same is true of stocks. The same is true of mutual funds. The same is true of ETFs. And I could keep going down the list of financial products. And people will say, they will come into my office and they'll say, Scott, I hate annuities. And I'm like, okay. Why do you hate annuities? They're just bad. Okay. Well, I'm going to need a little more nuance than they're just bad, right? But something happened in their lives, or their dad told them, or their uncle told them. Listen, annuities are not good and they're not bad. There are instances when annuities make some sense. They're not, in my opinion, that often, but there are reasons to use them. A mutual fund is not good or bad. A mutual fund is just a tool. A bond is not good or bad. It's a tool. If you're looking to get 20% growth a year, which, by the way, you're not going to get, but let's just say you think that, a bond is not the tool you want to use, right? You want to buy an aggressive stock. On the other hand, if you want to get tax-free income at 3 or 4%, a municipal bond's going to work really well for that.
Yeah.
So, again, people come into my office frequently with these bias and these opinions that they're just stuck with, and it's binary, good or bad. There is no good or bad. There's just what makes sense for what you're trying to accomplish.
Right. Yeah, that's probably half the battle with the first couple of meetings, is just chipping away the stuff they've heard or what their dad or mom or their brother's friend told them over the years.
Awful. I got a few that I'm still chipping away at after 30 years. So,
my question is, someone walks in, I always look at, saving money or our financial efforts. The thing that I would think you need the most outside of a job is just discipline.
Yeah.
So how do you can have conversations, you can bring a horse right to the water, but at the end of the day, how do you instill discipline?
I mean, Ross, and you're right. People that come to me, usually they come because they've already kind of got it, or they know they need it. So they are the horse that's willing to drink. I don't have to shove their head under the water most of the time.
That makes sense, because people who are not into money, they're not going to be going into the money man himself.
Well, and so one of the ways we do this is like this kind of stuff, where we're having large, broad discussions in public about, you need to understand. Again, I hate to keep saying this tagline, but it's not complex. It's hard. You just need to put the effort into it. And I know it sounds simple, and I know people are probably going, oh, it's easy for him to say kind of thing. But the reality is you can't teach people discipline per se, but maybe you can help them adjust their habits over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is weird because it is a bit of a metaphor workout. I know that was part of it, because you can't just go, I would really like to be ripped and then never go to the gym.
Right.
And then when you
that's
go
not what I saw in the ad the other day.
And then when you go to the gym, you walk around for half an hour. You're like, well, I went to the gym, nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't go in there and do anything. You just going there doesn't mean anything.
I know one little rule that's helped me out when it comes to purchases, because what is the sticker? What's the thing that it's those impulse buys? That's why all the candy bars are right next to the cashier. And that one advertisement on social media that flashes and it says limited, so you pull the trigger on it. 2 weeks, man. Any purchase that I know that is like really, I know it's not needed. Because how many times have you purchased something going, God, I want this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks, you may not have even looked at it.
Right.
You moved on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So whatever purchase, when it's in that one category, if you still want it 2 weeks from now, then, revisit. I know that's one rule that's helped me out a lot. I've saved a lot of dumb purchases just playing this weird 2 week, or I'll wait until the end of the month.
Yeah, I think it's part of it is the learning process. If some people just never learn, and I hate to say that, but if you've done something, you've been the consumer, you've overconsumed, and you've realized, as you have, Ross, that this is a path to nowhere, really. Once if you haven't changed and you're 40 and you're still spending too much, you still got $15,000 worth of credit card debt. Now you're 50 and you got $60,000 worth of credit card debt. You still haven't paid off your student loans. It's like you basically said, I want to stay the same person.
Yeah.
I don't want to change. I want to be this person. I want to get, because sometimes you'll meet people, and I'm sure this has happened to everybody in this room, where you'll meet somebody and they'll say, well, maybe you knew him 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you've changed. Well, no crap. I'm 20 years older.
20 years.
I hope I did. Well,
why wouldn't I change? Of course I've changed.
I think this is a morbid question, but what happens to debt when it comes to older people who end up passing? What does that debt? Someone's
their
got
family.
It goes through their family.
Sometimes they're
the first boy named Ross.
he gets it all. Yeah, so I mean, the reality is, and I'm not giving legal advice here, but what I have witnessed is that depends on the registration. So if you and your wife had a joint credit card, they're going to come after you for that debt.
Yeah.
If she had it on her own, there's really, again, I'm not giving legal advice. It's just my understanding is it's more difficult for them to get at it that way. So a lot of times, credit card companies and debt collectors have to eat it when somebody passes away, which is an extreme way to get out of the debt.
Sell it to a collector or whatever. Yeah. So I know you have some seminars coming up. The one here for February is shut down. It's already sold
Done.
out.
So is the first March one.
Oh, is it really? It's
March 20th shut down, so we're doing March 27th as well.
Are you going to add one?
We added one.
That's great.
Yes.
And I'm glad because you know what the funny thing is, and this is not. I had no idea this was happening. My daughter listens to the show.
Yeah.
She just got a really nice job, finally starting to make a little bit of money in her life. And the first thing she said is, she goes, I want a meeting with Scott. I want to get off on the right foot. I'm making a little bit of money now. I can put money away. And she wants to learn how to do that. 26 years old.
Love it.
Just making the first step. That's what she's doing.
That's the hard one.
She's just taking, not a math genius, not any of that. She's just taken the first step. She just wants to make a plan. And it made me so proud to hear her say that. And hopefully the rest of my crew will follow along.
So many times in life, as soon as you get that inertia going, the rest takes its course.
100%.
It's just scary sometimes. You just think you're making a big thing. But when you sit down and have a conversation, like a little consultation, and you find out there are no boogeymen, there's no monster behind the door, and it's just maybe doing exactly slow and low, like you're cooking a brisket, that everything can be fine.
Yeah, there's no algebra involved. I won't ask you to do calculus. A lot of people are so intimidated by the process, but we're doing an event. Obviously, the 20th is sold out now, so March 27th is the next one. You can go to edgewaterfamilywealth.com, and the website should now be updated to direct you to the event on the 27th.
Yeah, that's edgewaterfamilywealth.com. Another seminar coming up in late March. Get your ticket now. The other ones have sold out. February's gone. The first March date is gone. We're adding a March date. Again, that's March
27th is the second one.
Very good.
Yeah.
And those are usually like lunchtime dates, right?
We do lunch dates. Usually that's about an hour to an hour and a half. We'll feed you a nice, not brisket, but a nice meal nonetheless. I love brisket, by the way. But yeah, it's a really nice event, and it's geared towards both sets of people. We call them accumulators and refiners. Accumulators are folks like your daughter who are just getting started and trying to learn the basics, and the refiners are people who have a pretty good nest egg and want to figure out how to better utilize it.
Jim, you mentioned sold out. It is a free event, right?
It is a free event
to the public. So
yes.
You want to get it before it fills up, and I think I'm going to do that too.
You're right. I should say booked.
Yeah.
It's booked up. Yeah. So it doesn't cost anything to go to the event.
Nope. It's free. Jack will be there, so it'll be wonderful.
He's making the food. It's
Jack
great.
is going to teach you all about finance.
All right. Good and loud for Scott Brown, guys.
Yeah, baby, save money.
EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Go there, book an appointment with Scott, one of his advisors there. Get off on a good foot. And, of course, if you have the opportunity, get a seat at this March 27th event coming up. It could change your life. You never know. Could set you on that path to really, really, really refining what you do with your financial well-being. Scott, good seeing you, buddy.
Loved it. Thank you.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up. Trivia's next. And we have some cool tickets in there. We'll tell you what that is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Throughout the history of the NFL, special team stars have helped change multiple games. Receiving a gold jacket for your contributions on special teams is rare, but in today's NFL, mirroring latest Hall of Fame inductee Devin Hester's career will prove difficult. In attempts to make the game safer, the NFL has incentivized players not to return kicks or punts. That's just the trade-off we have to deal with in favor of player safety. I'm Dan Patrick. The utterly inspired all-electric EQE sedan from Mercedes-Benz. With hundreds of customizable comfort settings inside the cabin, it's the EV that recharges you. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQE.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, you know the easiest way or the best way to buy garlic is just a tub of pre-peeled cloves. You can find them in any grocery store. They're already peeled, you just dump them out, cut them up. Easy peasy. That stuff in a jar or a tube, get rid of it. It's no good.
It's no good.
All right guys, peace.
Thanks boss, appreciate that. I don't mind that either. That works, but I still like to. Garlic paper is the worst thing in the world. It's my least favorite thing to do is peel garlic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that stuff sticks like glue. It's got that oil in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
Use milk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, milk is supposed to help get the stink of garlic and onions off your fingers.
Oh, damn. I didn't
You
know.
like that?
Wait, I taught you something?
No, I like the smell of the garlic on my fingers. It's just
Then
that
you're
gonna love me.
I like how you routinely discredit Deb for her ability just to, drop these knowledge bombs, but she never stops firing.
I'm not discounting her at all.
Yeah.
I like the smell of onions and garlic on my fingers. What I'm saying is that stuff gets on your knife, and that garlic paper
Yeah.
sticks to your knife like it's been cemented there.
Yeah, it's real sticky
Oh,
stuff.
God, it's the worst. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is right there, and Ross has the sauce.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a beautiful 4-pack of tickets to Monster Jam. There's the payoff. March 2nd at Camping World Stadium. This is like the greatest like little boy event.
Yeah.
If you have a little boy, what are you doing? Bring him to Monster Jam. Big old trucks just being big old trucks. I also have a pair of ground passes for Friday, March 7th for the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill Club. This is Central Florida's premier golf event, kind of the only premier golf event in all of Central Florida. And we got lucky because we got Arnold Palmer's Invitational at Bay Hill, and that is a doozy of a golf tournament. And that is also a doozy of a sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Hey, speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that's going to get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Stinky fingers, back to you.
Yeah, that's that. You need context there. That needs context. Garlic, stinky. Garlic. Oh, my God.
That's what you get for discounting Deb and their advice.
I don't think you need context. We just call you Stank Fang.
That even needs context.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the show
yeah.
title Stank Fank?
Yeah. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's welcome Scott.
Scott, right up top. Scott, how you doing, buddy? Scott, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
I would love to.
Let's do it then.
Game show.
Or not.
All right, Scott, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of those answers, Scott, it's a lie, it's a falsehood, it's a misdirection.
No.
If you can find that one, I will send you to the sauce jar, and of course, you can choose whichever prize you like. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1967, singer, songwriter, his album from the early 90s is considered a milestone record. He created a genre of rock and roll.
Not Lenny Kravitz.
He killed hair metal.
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain is the answer. He's the grungiest of them all. On this day, the lead singer of Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, was born. Here are 3 fun facts about Kurt and 1 mind-blowing lie.
Okay.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, Jimmy.
Number 1.
Thanks, Scott.
Number 1. Before Nirvana fame, Kurt used to teach kids how to swim at the Aberdeen, Washington YMCA. Number 2, Kurt always wrote the band's name in capital letters. Number 3, Kurt was homeless and living in his car while Nirvana recorded the album Nevermind. Or lastly, at 9 years old, Kurt was adopted by his grandmother to protect him from his abusive stepfather. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with the last one, Jim.
Buddy, that's the one. You're a winner right off the bat. Oh, wow. I thought that one would kind of sneak in there because Kurt had that troubled life. Of course, he wound up taking his own life, unfortunately.
Right.
God rest his soul. But I thought that one would slide through. Damn, that's good, dude.
First try.
Did you guys think that was the one?
The homeless one in his car?
No. The getting adopted at 9 years old by his grandmother to protect him from his abusive stepdad.
Yeah, I mean, that checks out. He looks like it.
Yeah, his parents did get divorced at 9 years old, but I mean, he didn't have to really deal with any of that.
I thought the one of him living in his car when that seminal album that literally changed the face of rock music was being recorded. That's true.
If I remember right, he had to get his guitar and amp out of the pawn shop to go record the album. He had pawned it. A couple other things, but yeah, so before Nirvana, he did teach kids swimming at the YMCA in his hometown in Washington, Aberdeen.
That's awesome.
And by the way, when you drive into Aberdeen, Washington, it says, "Welcome to Aberdeen, Washington. Come as you are."
Oh, cool.
Kind of cool, right? Kurt always wrote the band's name. When he wrote the word Nirvana, it was never capital M-I-R. It was always all caps. He never wrote it in lowercase, and he never wrote it with just a capital N and then continuing on. Kurt was homeless, and he was living in his car the entire time they recorded Nevermind. Considered one of the most important albums in the last 50 years. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Some other things you may not know about Kurt before we get over to Ross Thoughts. As a kid, his favorite toy was a Mickey Mouse drum kit.
Oh.
Yeah. The Foo Fighters' massive hit, My Hero, is about Kurt Cobain, written by Dave Grohl, of course, the drummer of the band at the time. In 93, Kurt OD'd on heroin early in the day and then played a show that night like nothing happened. The groundbreaking album Nevermind was recorded in the same studio as another groundbreaking album, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Damn.
I'd say those are some hallowed walls.
Yeah, I was going to say, some good mojo in that studio.
Kurt and the other members of Nirvana were thrown out of their own album release party for starting a food fight. And then lastly here, Kurt Cobain had a pet rat named Kitty. And he was a massive, massive animal activist and fan. He really, really did love animals. He was a member of PETA, I believe, and donated regularly to animal causes all across the world.
That's because he knew how crappy people can be.
What is it? Do you guys have a favorite Nirvana song?
Yeah, it's the one that has. It's got my favorite lyric. That my wife says is such an arrogant thing to say. Yeah, what is the not come as you are?
That's mine.
I wish I was like you, easily amused. What is that? Oh, I can't remember. Go on here.
Someone pass the salt.
Yeah.
The Something in the Way song is such a weird.
Well, that's a haunting.
That is a haunting song, but it is the most emotion invoking. It was also the song that was featured in the latest Batman movie trailer, and they played it a lot during that because it sounds like Batman. It's very Batman-y, Gotham. I wear makeup to fight crime.
Yeah, he had when he was recording his album. Butch Vig, I think, was the guy who mastered the record, and Butch was known in Hollywood or known there for years for mastering albums and being good at producing albums. And I think that when they wanted to double his voice as a production tool to make it sound thicker and kind of more it fills the room more, he refused to do it. He goes, that seems like a cheat, and he wanted the music to be as authentic as possible. Right. And he refused. And it was a real problem because the album didn't sound right and the songs didn't sound right. How do you think he got Kurt Cobain to do it? He simply said, John Lennon did it. Oh. And Kurt Cobain recorded it exactly how he wanted to the next day.
I have a friend who is gay, and he is a massive Nirvana fan because of the acceptance that he felt because of Nirvana. Yeah. Kurt Cobain
was by.
One of his big quotes is, if any of you in any way hate homosexuals, people of a different color or women, please do this one favor for us. Leave us the F alone. Don't come to our shows. Don't buy our records.
Yeah.
And that is in what I think in the 90s where homophobia was
rife.
Yeah, pretty rampant. And here is one of the most famous people of that decade.
Yeah. Carried a lot of pressure, didn't do well with it, was a massive addict in a number of ways. And a lot of people thought that he actually started doing heroin to deal with some massive chronic stomach issues he'd dealt with his entire life. He thought that was the only thing that stopped the pain, but a lot of people considered that a cop-out because they said, it's probably the heroin that caused the problem.
Right.
Because you're constipated, because that's what it does. Thoughts quickly?
So massive U-turn on my life. I actually already shared this information, but a huge U-turn. Life's all about growth. Well, I am looking forward to more of these things. I used to hate this my entire life. A year ago, something changed. I'm here to tell you the benefit of going back to something that you used to not like. You might like it.
Let's find out what that is next.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash right now on 1792, blocking the northbound right lane at Lancaster Road. Another crash causing major backups at the intersection of Town Center Boulevard and Landstar Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Man, let me tell you straight up, one visit with Life Imaging FLA, and you will know so much more about what's really happening in your body. These guys are the absolute greatest. One of the reasons this is so good is because you get that look inside where you can find out if you have lurking problems. And look, man, if you have a family that has history of heart issues or other issues, Life Imaging FLA is a complete no-brainer. It doesn't take any time at all. You don't take off your clothes. There are no dyes. This entire thing only takes a few minutes. And by the way, just talking to Judy from Life Imaging FLA the other day, she wanted me to remind you, if you guys are like claustrophobic and you think you're going to freak out, it doesn't work like that. You never go into tube at all. You're always out. And another thing, you can bring somebody with you and they can watch you go through the procedure so that you feel comfortable as well. They're all about making you as happy as possible and getting you the information you need to make sure that you don't have lurking problems with your health. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. Guys, it's a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Booking your appointment is as easy as it gets. Pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you taking care of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart Media.
Hosting big parties often calls for making tough last-minute decisions, but planning the perfect meal shouldn't be one of them. Let the Fresh from Florida Club help. As a member, you can browse hundreds of recipes, each with local, in-season ingredients. That means you can create and save the perfect menu well ahead of time, so you can sit back and enjoy the party. Join the free Fresh from Florida Club at freshfromflorida.com. It could be the easiest decision you'll make all year.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at just $34 a month, and you have peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2024 prepaid plan prices, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Florida Prepaid Open Enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law.
OneFirmForLife.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, Julia Perkins, get off this short rib recipe. Post it online.
I'm gonna.
Put it on the air
I'm
so
gonna.
we can go back and podcast it, something.
I'm gonna.
Now you got me hungry. I'm sitting in traffic.
Sorry, buddy.
Got about an hour and a half before I get home. Can't do anything about it,
I
but
know.
sit here and slobber all over
I'm
myself.
sorry, buddy. I didn't tell you about the smoked Gouda risotto it goes over. Oh, what?
Can you imagine? And for the people who are listening who do this, commuting 3 hours a day.
Oh, my gosh.
My wife, an hour a day. 55 minutes to work, 55 minutes home. Every day.
hours? Oh.
Bananas, dude. It's a work day. We were talking, I was like, you commute an entire work day by the end of the week.
Yeah.
8 hours in your car. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. That's Deb.
Hello.
That's Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross has some thoughts. Let's get them.
It's weird.
Chill.
It's funny. Sometimes it's Ross, spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
This is like my new dragon that I'm chasing, man. So this happened. I kind of talked about this on Primetime Kitchen. We've been talking about a lot of food recently. Do you guys have any foods that throughout your entire childhood, teenagehood, young adulthood, you're like, oh, I cannot stand that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got one.
And it's not even just food, but also like I used to just like dry heave over the thought of reading a damn stupid ass book.
Oh, really?
And now I'm like over here sitting with my legs crossed like Mr. Peanut, enjoying a good sci-fi novel.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, of course, I think I was like most kids, no Brussels sprouts or cauliflower or anything like that. Now I cannot wait to eat them. They're my favorite vegetables by far.
Ooh, liver.
Broccoli for me.
Yeah, I love broccoli.
But do you like it now?
No.
See, broccoli, I love broccoli.
Oh, my God.
But growing up, it was like, no, keep it.
Yeah, and you got to start roasting those vegetables. Stop boiling them or steaming them. Start roasting them in the olive oil with a little bit of garlic powder and olive oil. My God, it's so much better.
And then boom. So broccoli, I was always team broccoli as a kid though.
You like that, huh?
It was always smothered in cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I got into broccoli. I liked broccoli. I think coffee is probably the zenith of an example of what I'm talking about.
I would agree with that 1,000%.
You give a kid a cup of black coffee and they don't understand adults. You choose that?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Like, you guys know there's hot chocolate, right?
Did you always like coffee as a kid?
No.
Yeah. As a Colombian, it's given to you as kids, but it's not black. It's always a café con leche.
Yeah.
So half coffee, half milk. And yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Love coffee.
I didn't start drinking coffee until I started working here.
And eating coffee candies.
In the mornings. That's it. I did not drink coffee until I started working mornings at the station. So since
I mean, I have to re-identify myself over something because I never thought I was going to ever enjoy this. And then just like it kind of started growing. I didn't mind it in a couple of things. I'm like, they forgot to take it off. Whatever. I'll just power through it. Guys, my entire life, I have been very vocal about my disdain for onions.
I was there with you.
Oh, my God.
Same.
And now my tastes have switched from sweet to savory.
And now onions
are the bomb.
I'm looking for more metaphorical things like onions. Like, onions are such a great, like, don't burn a bridge lesson. Because I did burn that bridge on onions. And onions never stopped existing. They were always there, waiting for me. So shout out to onions.
It's got to be the number one cooking staple in the world.
I hated onions.
Yeah.
Despised them. All types.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Kids, Jim, what about you?
When you were a kid, you liked onions?
I ate them I didn't have a choice. It was in everything I ate. Everything. I had no problem. But I didn't eat tomatoes back then. I don't like squash, and I still don't eat squash.
Oh.
But I eat onions.
Butternut squash with some butter and some brown sugar.
No, not a fan.
Oh.
But yeah, so what
Dude,
turned you around?
I don't know. I think I bit into some guacamole and it had some onions in it, and I was like, oh, I kind of like onions and guacamole.
Yeah.
And then also my Mexican amiga, my Mexicana friend,
Amiga,
she goes ahead and baked just an onion for like 4 hours once. So then it was not like a spicy onion, but it was like a sweet onion. I guess if you cook them, they sweeten up.
So
What?
here's what happens. Yes, they do. If you get Vidalia onions,
yeah.
right? You cut it, cut a star like a star, like if you're going to do a bloomin' onion, right?
Yeah.
So you take a knife, cut it across, right? Spread the leaves open, put a dollop of butter and 1 bouillon cube in there, and then bake that for about 45 minutes.
Dog,
amazing.
And then what's up with the pink onions? What's up with the neon cocaine snorting 80s onions?
You're talking about the pickled onions.
Yeah, what's up with that?
They're
Why
the
are
greatest.
they pink? Why are they partying?
Yeah, because you put them in vinegar and sugar and salt.
Okay, is vinegar pink?
Vinegar turns them pink. Yeah. It
God
pickles them.
almighty, dude!
So
Rub
good.
them on my bare body. I
So
love
good.
onions.
I love this. This is a rebirth.
It's a definite rebirth. I've had a friend who we made a pact. Dude, you hate onions? I hate onions. We should become better friends.
Buddy, listen.
And I had to break the news to him like, guy, it's only one person. I am no longer in our little canoe of onion hate.
Oh, really? Now, do you like raw? Do you eat them raw?
Dude, every shape right now of me trying onions, I'm backing.
Let me tell you, I think one of the best ways to consume onions is a simple street taco. You know, roast pork, cilantro, chopped red onion, and a little bit of lime juice.
It's got to be the red
That's
onion.
as good as it gets.
Oh,
and it's raw red onion, as good as it gets.
What got me really into onions too, this was probably the moment. A street taco.
Yeah, that's it.
It was cilantro, little chopped up white onions, on a corn tortilla.
That's right.
Hit that with lime.
That's it.
The lime and the onions, like, oh, dude, we're ready for the bookends.
Yeah, they built
Are you
for
ready
each
for
other.
well, what does onion taste like? Spicy? Is it spicy? It can also be sweet.
Some of them, yeah.
There's no rules when it comes to onions, guys. Someone should have told me this a long time ago. I now respect the onion. And that's also kickstarted like this whole other revolution of what are all the other things that I didn't like back in the day that I kind of canceled for my future that now that I'm trying to get back into.
And what are they?
I mean, dark chocolate was a big.
Oh, that's another good
That
one.
was a big one where,
Yeah,
like,
because, I mean, as a
when
kid,
you're a kid, dude, dark chocolate is
sucks.
chocolate with a low credit score.
Yeah.
It's bag cereal chocolate. It's like, what is the point
Bitter.
of this?
You take a bite, and you're like, this chocolate doesn't know who it is.
Yeah.
Go find yourself chocolate, and then come back and see me.
Yeah. I think this chocolate needs therapy and a strong father figure because it's not as sweet as it should be.
No, man.
Dark chocolate, massive. Onions, massive.
Garlic.
God. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember a time I didn't like garlic. Texting service is
This is
asking.
wild.
Texting service is asking me if I'm pregnant.
Funny you should eat that.
I think you should check out the podcast.
You know, so for Thanksgiving years ago, on our dinner table at all times, there were trimmed green onions, scallions.
Yeah.
Just to eat, as if it was like a pickle or a slice of carrot. That's what it would be. Just stalks of green onion, and we would just eat them like they were French fries. Loved them.
So what's up with green onions?
Oh yeah, they're the greatest.
But are they
Milder.
Are they
right?
milder?
Well, if
Are
you're
they-
like scallions.
Like
Yeah,
a scallion, has a different onion flavor, and the green has a different flavor than the white part of the onion. And then when you know what a shallot is?
Oh, I love shallots.
Yeah, white. They're
That's
white.
No, a shallot is a small. It looks like an elongated bulb, and those have a really garlicky flavor to them, and they're used at high levels for cooking.
They're
for
white,
sauces.
right?
Well, I mean, they're
They're like little ghost testes.
No. Those are pearl onions.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
There's a white onion, yellow onion, red onion, pearl onions,
Dude.
scallions, shallots.
Welcome to level 2, Ross. Like, I
love
feel
it.
like all of this. And another thing that really got me going, what is really spurning this segment, is that I love smash burgers. We've talked about smash burgers. They are delicious.
Oh, that's what got you.
But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of fond of onions right now. I'll put the onions in the smash burger. And that was it.
That's
that made
it.
me go like, I love onions. Now I'm taking the onions off of the burger and eating them individually.
Can I tell you, buddy? It's unfair to yourself to try to not like onions when you mix them in with crispy beef. Because let me tell you, in the world of culinary, there are very few pairings better than beef and onions.
And then the crunch of an onion. I just am now addicted to finding out foods like what did I not like? I don't
make those onion straws where you just cut them real thin and fry them and just put them on top of a steak like a nest.
It's
Are you
kind
kidding?
of like the only food that I can ever remember pulling this much of like hate.
What's that? No, what's that?
Is that what it does on a street taco with a whole bunch of lime?
Yeah. I'm going through that with fish right now.
Used to not like fish.
I never ate fish ever. And I have to tell you, I eat fish out when we go out to dinner. Probably half the time I eat out, I'm eating fish.
So now you're full-blown Smeagol.
I don't know.
Lord of the Rings.
Sorry.
He ate fish raw.
Okay.
My virginity came back. Those are your raw thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. How far does $100,000 go? How far does that go these days?
I would love to find out.
Well, I'm going to tell you what states it really does well and what states where it does not do well at all. That's next.
This is Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with a free iHeartRadio app. And on your smart speaker. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
It would be my pleasure.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash right now on 1792, blocking the northbound right lane at Lancaster Road. Another crash causing major backups at the intersection of Town Center Boulevard and Landstar Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Look, man, you're in Florida, and although it is a little chilly out now, it's going to be a little chilly this week. It'll be in the 80s before you know it. We just went through this earlier. One of the hottest weeks in early February you've ever had. That's why Mills Air comes into play, because your AC needs to go every single time you ask it to. And in this weather where you don't expect it, things can go wrong. So make sure that it's going to go. Preventive maintenance is the way to do that. Let Mills Air and their 30-plus years of experience take care of your AC. Their tech service all the brands. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But if you do need a new unit, you're in luck, because Mills Air are Carrier Factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that appointment. You are going to love doing business with them. 407-277-1159. Find them online easily. It's millsair.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. One firm for life. toolsace.com.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64000.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples. Join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
System of wait a week, see if you still want it. I used to build model cars when I was a kid, and I'd ask my mom for some money to go buy one. She goes, if you want it next week, I'll give you the money. And I'd come back the next week. She goes, is that the same one you wanted last week? No. Then it usually took about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I just learned not to ask. I was just like, well, that's something I can't do. I know that. I can't go on that field trip. I can't even ask for that $20, $15. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. All right, so this story comes to us via Yahoo Finance, and it's very interesting. It says, how far does $100,000 get you? Then it says, it depends where you live. Now, what this basically does is this. It gives you a $100K starting point, and it gives you the buying value or what you would actually be able to use in that city. All right, you understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
Like $100,000 in this particular city is worth this much money. It's worth $75,000 because the taxes, cost of living, blah, 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 blah. So let's just start here. Where do you think, what city, and it's a city we all know, right? What city do you think in the U.S. $100,000 goes the farthest? And I will tell you this is what it means. In this city, $100,000 is worth $88,400 in buying power. In other words, how much it costs to live there, rent, taxes, stuff like that. It's worth $88,000. So $100K worth 88. Where do you think that is?
Omaha, Nebraska.
No, it's not Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, then go. I know 2 places in Nebraska. The other one is Lincoln. It's not Lincoln?
No,
We know it?
Yeah, you definitely know it.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, can I tell you something? It's not Green Bay. It's been in the news a lot recently because of a different issue altogether.
Chicago.
No.
Minneapolis.
No. South.
Yeah, Charleston. No.
No. Let me
Austin.
say. Not Austin.
Dallas. No, not Dallas. Houston.
No, definitely not
Dallas.
Those are all giant big cities.
Yeah. Waco.
El Paso, Texas.
Knew it. Nailed it. Got it.
In El Paso, Texas, if you make $100,000, it is like, $88,000 worth of buying power, right? $88,000. You said, what was your first guess?
Omaha.
Oklahoma City, however, has the second at 87. Then Memphis, Tennessee, Corpus Christi, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Houston, Texas.
Wow.
So 5 of these cities that are most affordable cities in the U.S. are in Texas. We do have one here in Florida. Which city do you think makes the list from Florida? If you make $100,000, it has $84,000 in buying power here in Florida.
Daytona.
Palatka.
Tallahassee.
Not Palatka. It can way farther Palatka. Not Tallahassee. But you guys get the idea. You got to think of a place in Florida that is, big enough to support a study like this, but yet rural enough to still be able to live there and enjoy it with $100,000.
Kissimmee.
Mailband.
North.
Gainesville.
Jacksonville's
the answer.
All right, Jack. You finally got one right.
Jack's the only.
I've been getting them right all day, Deb.
I got to tell you,
Bombs left
the
and right.
only Florida city, and to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised any city in the state of Florida made it on this list. It is notoriously expensive to live in this city.
Yeah, that's true.
We do not have state sales tax, but I mean, that's good.
That's what happens when you hire Urban Meyer, though.
Yeah, right. And St. Louis was up there. I don't understand that because St. Louis, does not have the best reputation for being that savory of a place.
None of these places are really
All
that
right.
much. I mean,
Now, where is it worth the least? And I will tell you,
Miami.
New
Hold on,
York.
stop. I will tell you, in this city, the one that leads, $100,000 has how much buying power?
40.
27.
31.
God, he changed it one. 30,000. In other words, when you make $100K in this city, it's like making $30,000 in a normal everyday city.
I mean, how is it not New York?
I didn't say it wasn't.
Oh.
Gotta be New York.
What part?
Manhattan.
Manhattan's the answer. And Manhattan making $100,000 is like making $30,000 anywhere else.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, all those jobs are paying.
Well, they,
Like,
they have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah. So where's the next one?
Los Angeles?
You can start running these pretty quick.
LA.
LA is number 5 on the list at 43,000. Honolulu, Hawaii, number 2.
Oh, yeah.
So making $100,000 in Honolulu is like making $31,000.
Dude, Hawaii should not
even register.
They're always on these lists, but it's because it's so different.
Yeah.
It's its own vibe. It's its own place. Calling it a state is like, if you've been there, you know that it's like, yeah, this isn't like going to Nebraska.
Yeah, it's not even close to like that. San Francisco's up there at $41,000. Brooklyn's up there.
What about Miami?
Miami did not make this list.
You're kidding.
Almost every one of these cities, with the exception of Honolulu, St. Louis, Honolulu and Washington, D.C. Every other city is either in New York or California. Oakland even made it up here.
Damn.
Oakland, yeah. $51,000 in buying power in Oakland. Massachusetts, Boston is $50,000. San Diego's $49,000. Queens is $48,000. So basically, up there you're bringing home half your money if you live in any of those areas. And by the way, let me tell you something. You ain't living nice either. Not on $100,000. You're not living nice in New York.
Oh, no, you're living in a walk-in closet and calling it an efficiency.
You are legit paying $4,400 a month for 900 square feet.
Ugh.
Without question. In a neighborhood where you won't get mugged every other hour. Like I got this weird thing with real estate, so I go around and I look at it, And you look at some of those places, Manhattan's not even touchable. I mean, that's not even, but even just in Queens or the Bronx, I mean, those places in neighborhoods, you're like, okay, I guess this is okay. I mean, those things are like, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartments, 2.1 million, 1.1 million, 1,100 square feet. It's nuts.
It's New York City.
It is New York City.
No place like it.
Yeah.
There is no place like it. It was a lot of fun. We went up there. Even though for a short period of time, it is always a lot of fun. You just walk around. It's the only place you can just entertain yourself walking around. LA's kind of like that a little bit too, but you got to be careful in LA because you walk 1 block too long. Next thing you know, you're getting stabbed in front of a tattoo shop.
It's kind of like that in Miami.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's that in every highly dense, populated area.
I don't know, dude. Really?
Any city is going to have a level of crime.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Take a little break. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Got something to say? Call now, 407-916-1041. Last call, sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free heart scan.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We are walking on sunshine again for Wednesday and Thursday. Abundant blue sky. No clouds, no rain. 68 tomorrow, low 70s Thursday. A few showers and sprinkles Friday afternoon and evening with a cold front. Then it turns windy Friday night to Saturday. Northerly wind gusts could be up to 25 miles an hour on Saturday. But the weekend will be 100% sunny and beautiful. Temperature about 68 Saturday, 71 Sunday. Then we're back into the mid-70s next week.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Visit new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides. With no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms. New adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com.
Elevate the look of your home, all while saving money on your utility bills with new windows from Renewal by Andersen. All their windows are custom made, so let's say you want some of those chic black frames on your windows, but they're not HOA approved. That's not a problem with Renewal by Andersen because every single window is custom built. So that means the outside of your home can be HOA approved and inside can be approved by you, meeting your decor and design needs for your home. And if you have an historic home, Renewal by Andersen can accommodate you too and are able to match your color and style. Nothing is off the shelf because, again, every single window is custom built. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started now through the month of February. Buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch?
Let's see. A turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries.
I'll trade you for some string cheese.
Sure. Here's my sandwich and my chips.
No, I want the Florida strawberries.
Seriously? No way.
Can I throw in my juice box?
You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers?
Nope.
These earbuds?
Nope.
My backpack?
Nope.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Hey, boys and girls, want to get on board for last call? Now's the time to do it. 407-916-1041. Give us a call if you got something you want to contribute to the end of today's Jim Colbert Show. Now, if you are in need of a job or maybe an upgrade in your employment system there. System? What the hell am I talking about? Employment system.
Situation?
That's the S word I'm looking for.
Oh, Jack, careful.
Holy S. Well, guess what? We're doing another job fair, and this one is happening March 13th. It's the Florida Jobs Now job fair, and it's going to be at the Orlando Science Center. They've done this a couple times, last year. Big hits. A lot of people connected with a lot of employers and, improve their situation. And this is an opportunity for you to do the same. You can connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career can be right in front of you. It's the Florida Jobs Now job fair, all right? So Wednesday, March 13th, make a note in your planner. It's going to be noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center. What a great venue. If you want more details, just go online. It's fljobsnow.com. That's fljobsnow.com. And good luck.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Soul Man here. Hey, Deborah. Talking about the man spreading. Why don't you try packing 2 golf balls and an Italian sausage between your legs and then sitting with your legs together? Besides, I see plenty of women that woman spread as well. That way they can get that fupa sitting between their legs.
Save the best for last for you, Deb.
Yeah, no doubt. Just give me a few minutes while I clear the vomit out of my mouth. Thanks, dude. I guess. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Yeah, Jim is gone. He's actually on his way to do a Broadway show this evening.
Well, rather, the Dr. Phillips Center.
Righto.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, which was one of the shows I had wanted to see.
Really?
Yeah, but Chris and I wouldn't have been able to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I hope they're going to have a great time. I love the movie. Little different. You have to be a Baz Luhrmann fan to. It was pretty trippy.
For that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening here? It's kind of like what Ross's Ross Thoughts was about. Saw it the first time, or at least the first few minutes, hated it, thought, I am not devoting any time to this. Did, and ended up walking away and calling it one of my most favorite movies ever.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So listen, we are in the midst of collecting your phone calls for Last Call. It's your chance to take over the show these last few minutes. So if you've got something funny, unlike the last talkback, that you'd like to share, maybe a callback to the show, a dad joke, mom joke, give us a call at 407-916-1041, and we'll get to that real quick as Ross answers those calls. But, Jack, you were just mentioning the Central Florida Job Fair.
Yes.
That's going to be coming up at the Orlando Science Center in March.
Yes. This is huge, and I know you've been to them before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a great turnout, and it's great because it's people looking for work with employers looking for workers. So it's just like it's a win-win all around.
And they're good quality jobs, careers. I mean, SeaWorld's public information person, their public relations person, found her job by going to this job fair.
We have a couple salespeople
Really?
that were found in the job fair.
I mean, and there's literally, if there's any industry that you're interested in, you can go check the list of all of the employers that are going to be there. Make sure you come dressed to impress, copies of your resume, and quite honestly, be prepared to possibly get an interview on site that day. So you want to be prepared that may happen, and your next best gig could be just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, so, since it is March 13th is when that happens, you have time. Work on, take out the resume, look it over.
Yes.
Look for typos.
Especially if you haven't done that in a while.
I haven't done
How are we doing on Last Call, Ross?
We need them.
Okay, so call us again. Last call, 407-916-1041. Speaking
you
of...
go to break early and it freaks people out. They're out of their routine.
Whoa.
Mike Larson's like, I'm not ready to call yet.
You know that's exactly what Mike Larson is saying. But Party Mom is probably already ready to go.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a plot twist for me right now. This is what I'm finding out. So I posted this video of my wife and I announcing
that was such a cool video.
Right?
Extremely well done.
Thought it was very cute, very wholesome. Guess I'm too much of a comedian. They don't think it's real. Like, there's been multiple people to be like, dude, how did you CGI that baby? Like, no, that's the actual sonogram. Well, how'd you get the baby to wave? What?
It's comedy.
Yeah,
they got the video, the sonogram first, and then they came back and wrote the story around the sonogram.
Yeah, so just to clarify, that is, in fact, mine.
Yes, and the baby is waving.
Yeah, baby's waving. We thought it was really funny.
It's cute. And you can see it at Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I saw it on Facebook as well.
It's, but yeah, I don't understand how people thought.
Because everything is AI these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess so, and also the whole comedy aspect, because all those, usually when I post anything on social media, it's for entertainment purposes only.
Right. So when you showed, I think you showed us a still shot of the sonogram, and so you could see what we assume is the baby's hand.
Right.
But then in his video, it's moving. So I thought it was the real picture, but I thought he just did something with that image to make it look like it moved.
Oh, no. I remember it from the night he sent it to us when they first got it. And it was like, oh, my God, only Ross's fetus would wave. I mean, literally. He's born entertainer, boy or girl, is going to be a born entertainer already waving at the crowds.
One can only, I know that's what I'm hoping for, but I also know that everything's on the table. Who knows? Who knows what this future person will get into? Might be crochet. Nothing to do with comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I use crochet as a bad example, but crochet is a very wholesome activity. And if you're in that community, I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
All two of you.
407-916-1041 to join us for Last Call. How many more callers do we need, Ross?
We need 3.
All right, so come on, call us. 407-916-1041. It's your chance to take over the show. Nice to get some fresh blood on here, but, old blood will take as well. Speaking of work, now this is out of the United Kingdom. What percentage of workers in the past year have ignored a potential employer?
What percentage?
Potential employer.
Yeah. So maybe you've gone on an interview or they gave you a call and be like, hey, we might, this job thing might work for us. Let's set up an interview. How many people have ignored that?
Whoa, why are they? I'm
it can't
confused.
be right.
Yeah, I'm confused at the process, but I'll say, and since you're bringing it up, it's going to be a ridiculously high number, and I'll say 40%.
All right. I will read the line for you. A nurse survey of people in the United Kingdom finds that, no, not 41%, Jack, a whopping 75% of workers have ignored a potential employer in the past year. Gen Z has the highest rate of ghosting prospective jobs.
Wow.
With 9 out of 10 admitting to skipping an interview. Now, nearly the same amount have secured the job only to not show up on the first day. That's 9 out of 10.
I wonder how many of those are not relying on their parents, for sustenance.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the story does go, it can go both ways. Nearly a quarter of workers say they've been given a verbal job offer only for the company to never contact them again. And I've told you guys the story before when I worked at my very first job.
Yeah.
A sub shop where I made sandwiches and malts.
Right.
Worked there for 2 weeks until they claimed the day before payday that they had just discovered that I was only 15 and therefore could not pay me for my time. So they took 2 weeks of work.
That seems more illegal than paying you.
I think it is, but I mean...
What'd your mom say about that?
Oh, they were furious, but they just chalked it up to, live and learn. Next time, just make sure they know your age. I did that, but who's going to hire the attorney that,
yeah, but it just seems like there ought to be some way to... someone you can bring this matter to where it's, hey, listen, just pay me.
Exactly. And I won't go to the newspapers.
Yeah.
Or something. But yeah, I was just a shell-shocked 15-year-old going, what? I just worked for 2 weeks. What do you mean you're not going to pay me?
I remember one time I was in high school. Shout out to Quiznos, Toasted Subs, and how that was a revolution for a couple of years.
Right.
No, our subs are different. They're heated. Like that was their whole game plan there for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
And I walked into a quiz.
Hot subs.
Yeah, but look, the edges are crispy. Completely different thing. It's a whole different thing. You see the little black corner edge right there, right? And then you have it like go on that little heat treadmill.
Yeah.
It basically does like hot yoga for about 25 seconds going 2 miles an hour right in front of you. But I walked into a Quiznos and I was looking for a job. Actually, I kind of wasn't. If my memory, I walked in, I started talking to the guy. I didn't have a job. I really liked Quiznos because, no one was toasting subs at the time.
Right.
So I get the application, and right then and there he goes, "You just want to do the interview right now?"
Oh,
I had not,
no pressure.
I had not filled out anything. And honestly, that was such a turnoff for me working at that Quiznos.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't really like that they were so just willing and you want a job now?
They didn't make you work for it a little bit more?
No, it just felt like they were desperate. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was like, how bad is this place?
Well, somebody just texted us at 77031 and said, I own a restaurant. This is a thing. No one shows up for their first day of work. Have you guys ever ghosted a job?
No, I don't understand this. And apparently it's a working business model now for a current generation. And I really hate when we kind of get into that thing. I remember going through it with, we would bash the millennial generation, and now with Gen Z. But it is just shocking to me to see this whole paradigm shift, the dynamic, the attitude towards work, getting jobs. And it's like, I've seen my daughter will go, it's like, well, I can work this day, these out, it's like, well, they provide the schedule. Right. You work the schedule. You don't just demand what you want, but it's not uncommon. And we hear it from employers all the time that say, this younger generation expects to work when they want, not work when they don't want to, and really be able to call the shots. And there is such a desperate need for workers. A lot of employers have to put up with this new changing attitude towards, these first jobs and young employment.
And what's interesting is that none of that, to be able to get to those kinds of bennies on the job, you have to put some time in it, right?
Yeah.
To be able to call the shots, say the schedule you want.
Yeah.
And you're definitely not going to be able to afford a house.
Yeah.
Or, all of the accoutrements that come with owning a house when you only want to work this day and that day and these hours. And I don't know. To me, it's shocking.
I still think I think the big catalyst was the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Just, when people were forced not to work, and then you had the great resignation of people saying, well, man, my whole perspective changed. I'm now going to live my dream, or I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something where I get a little more fulfillment out of it and kind of pursue their dreams. And maybe that younger generation never had to fall into that 9 to 5, 40-hour work week to realize that I'm just going to do what I want anyway.
Or,
I mean, how many YouTubers can we handle?
Well, and how many YouTubers? What's the retirement plan for that, right?
Yeah.
I also wonder, too, if for Gen Z, it's the watching their parents and other people grind it out going, I don't see really the purpose for this. It's like you're giving up all of your time, all of your energy, and the best years of your life to work for someone else. And so I hope it's both. I didn't want the story to be so bashing about Gen Z, just how shocking it is that you would not just call and say, you know what, I'm just simply not interested, but thank you so much for the opportunity, just so that the next time your name maybe comes across that hiring manager's desk, it's not going to have a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, it's the old adage, you never burn a bridge.
Exactly.
You never know where you're going to have to turn around and cross it.
I was taught in this industry real early, don't badmouth the people that you used to work with because they may be at the very next station you show up at.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to learn how to work together.
There's only two people I think I've ever genuinely not liked.
Ross?
Yeah.
One of them sitting right here?
No.
Right.
No, you guys are.
Oh, then he left early?
Far away. Yeah, no, he's listening right now.
Oh, really?
No, he's not. No, but there's only been two people where I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to burn that bridge. I'm fine with that. One of them was a booker that just did not pay me, and I was like, all right,
no.
I've got to deal with that, I guess, by just not doing it. Also, just to wrap up that weird Quiznos little story, halfway through the interview, I was like, nah. I think I'm good. I think I'm just going to eat here instead. And it was halfway through the interview.
Oh, wow. Well, but see,
I didn't show up for an interview. I was just like...
You didn't show up and you didn't waste his time because halfway through you realized it wasn't for you. But you didn't tell the guy you were going to take the job and then not show up after he built you a schedule.
So
I think that's still cool
I am
what
a hero.
you did.
You're right. I am a good guy in that scenario.
How are we doing for last call?
We still need two more callers. However, I think we're still ready to rock and roll.
I think you're right. I think we'll do that. If you can make it, 407-916-1041, we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we want to thank attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law for bringing us What'd You Do That's New, still one of our more favorite segments, I would say.
Absolutely.
And for the person who said that we have the worst website ever, just go to jimcolbertlive.com. Jack has done a great job. There's an icon right at the top of the page. Click on What'd You Do That's New, says 2024, and it will take you through the list of what we have assigned so far. Also want to thank Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. Don't forget he's got another fantastic financial seminar coming up on March 27th.
Oh, I signed up for it.
Did you sign up for it? Yeah. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat. Jack, did we have a question of the day?
We did. Speaking of our YouTube chat, do you have a recipe for chili? I made it recently. Jim was, making fun of me. But do you? I'll ask you, Deb, directly.
I have not made chili recently, but I thought about it this past weekend.
Do you think your mom has a recipe for chili?
Oh, my mama's chili is the bomb.
How many people voting in our poll do you believe have a recipe for chili?
I'm going to go 52%.
Not too bad. 60% came in with with a chili recipe.
That's one of the easiest ones to have, and it's so good for the weather that we had this last weekend.
Yeah, when I learned it, I was like, oh, I could do this.
Right, exactly.
Accumulate all these cans? Yeah, I can do it. I can open these cans.
I can open these cans and put them in the same pan.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. All right, let's go. You guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, who we got first, Ross?
Let's welcome Russell on line 5.
Russell, last call.
What did the fish say when it hit the wall?
I don't know. What did the fish say when it hit the wall?
Damn.
Sorry. Thank you. I did offer for a dad joke. Who do we have next, Ross?
See, Ross, it's a dam in the...
See the dam,
anyway.
the fish hit the...
we just hung up on somebody.
I never hit it.
Yeah, then he was like, I'm out.
He got scared.
Yeah. Nick was like...
The pressure's on.
Yeah,
now.
he couldn't top that.
I'm not going to beat the damn joke. Let's welcome Prince of the Island on line 3.
Prince of the Island, last call, man.
Okay, I have to come out of my little self-induced or whatever you want to call it because of the last time. But actually, I just wanted to say congratulations to Ross. I think the real radio is all having one of those baby virus. And I think the last one is Ryan. I don't know what is happening. Ross, can you give him a couple of little tidbits how it's done?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just keep the tidbits over there.
Yeah. So each show will have a new baby.
Hey, that would be fun. That would be fun. We need to get on that.
I didn't know the Prince laughed like that.
Who's next?
Tinted and unclean.
Hey, you can't have it without that.
Let's welcome Al on line 2.
Al, last call.
Ross, congratulations, buddy. It's going to be a hell of a ride. And dare I say, pretzel pacifiers.
Let's welcome Sabrina on line 1.
Hey, Sabrina, last call.
Hey, it's so great to hear you guys. I've been in a line for Walgreens for 15 minutes, and it's been so nice to hear Jack rant like an old man. So shout out to the Gen Zers. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Just got my prescription medication, so this is good. Oh, I'm going to grab my ID from you real quick.
Oh, what's the prescription for? What's the prescription for?
Something I will be selling on the black market. Sabrina at realradio.fm. Thank you so much.
Oh, you got the Adderall. Oh,
awesome. Listen,
it's so hard to get now.
I'm going to also put it in my chili recipe, sabrinachili.net, if you want to grab it.
Bravo.
Yay.
Is that Stevia?
Love you guys.
And she might be the next one to have
Love
a baby
you,
on
Sabrina.
Real Radio. Bye, Sabrina.
Can't wait to see you Saturday, Orlando City, right, Ross?
Orlando City. Me and Sabrina will be hosting the Orlando City game, home opener. Favorite game of the season, by the way. I love home openers.
And this is great.
And not only will we have tickets to the home opener the next few days on the Jim Colbert Show, but we might even have another special pair that we're giving away. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Speaking of tomorrow, you've got more of the same. You've got My Woke News. We've got Animal House tomorrow. We also have Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. Of course, Jim Colbert will be back. So on behalf of Deb, Jack, Ross, and Jim, we thank you for spending part of your Tuesday with us. We'll see you again tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have a great night and stay warm. Bye.